Yes, people, welcome back to another episode of Real Ball Talk. Hope everyone is blessed and had a good weekend. First thing first, people, smash the likes. If you're new to RBT, subscribe and all that. Show the Mandem love. But yeah, man, let's get into it. Mandem, what are you saying, Jalil, bro? How are you?
Yeah, good, man. It's good to be back. I feel like I ain't been here for a time, and I feel like I say that every single time I come on the show, bro. Like, I might as well be a special guest. Do you know what I mean? Like, part-time over here. But no, I'm back. I'm back for good, man. Just had a few things to sort out and all that jazz. But yeah, back, man. Listen, how could I not be happy? You get what I'm saying? Like, how could I not be happy? Yes, you know what I'm saying? With the badge. I'm happy, bro. I hope you boys are good, man. Let's go.
Nah, 100%. You know, the reason why I'm laughing here is because I'm about to add Lamps into the chat, and I'm just confused by the name that he's.
Oh, man. We out here, man.
Hey, Lamps, what's the meaning behind the name, bro?
Obviously, you know, I'm hearing Qatar, something about Qatar via Liverpool and all that. So, you know, you just have to change our name to We Love Qatar. You know, I'm in support of them.
Okay, I hear that. Man, like that. What are you saying, Jeff?
Yeah, all good, man. Interesting weekend of football, man. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, man. Now let's get into it. Big up Leon Simmons in the chat. Hope you're good, my guy. Saying we miss you, Jalil.
Love, bro, love. I'm back.
Big up Wyo in the chat saying, I told you Arsenal win the league, John. Hey, bro. Hey, Arsenal I actually think Arsenal are favourites now. I can't lie. I actually think Arsenal might be the favourites. But yeah, people smash the likes. But yeah, Wyo can't lie, looking like a prophet right now. I still don't know if he was trolling at the beginning of the season. I don't know, man. Man said after one he said it too early, but yeah, man. Now let's get into it. Let's start with you, Jalil. Obviously, yeah, man. Because obviously you're the man that said Arteta 3 to 5 years. You know, we know how that story has gone around. When you first said it, you were called deluded, a fool, naive. You know what I'm saying? But now, starting to look like a prophet, man. Starting to look like a prophet for real. You know what I'm saying? So, go on, man. Take your flowers, bro. Take your flowers. What are you saying?
Man, you forgot a few names. I got called a dickhead. I got told that I'm not an Arsenal fan. I've been called a lot of stuff by these keyboard warriors. You know what I'm saying? So I'm used to it, man. I'm used to it. But listen, man. Like I say it all the time. When you're doing a project, it don't just run like that. Not everyone gets lucky. I mean, what teams have been lucky to get a manager in to change everything up so quick? Probably. It took Klopp what? 3 years? 2 years? Klopp took 2 years, I think.
Klopp's first season, he got Champions League. Like first full season, he got Champions League. So yeah, it took him but to win the league, yeah, it took him 3.
No, but I'm talking about actual change for you guys to actually get into Champions League for a while as well and all that jazz. So Klopp, you can say Pep, you can say only those, but these are elite managers. You know what I'm saying?
The best.
But when people see sorry,
the best of the best, yeah.
Best of the best, so yeah. So when I said that statement, especially I think it was off the back of maybe Liverpool losing Champions League, then winning it against Real Madrid. Initially the first time, I think people were just like, "Wow, how are you comparing it? Look at what these managers are doing." And I'm like, "There's not only 2 managers in the world that can come in and make the change, brother. You're qualified to do something. I expect you to do it." See me, I don't even know what it was about Arteta, yeah, but there was something about the guy when he come in and that showed some kind of resilience. It showed leadership, and it showed something where I don't really give a fuck about how I'm seen by fans or seen by staff. I'm here to make change. And I've seen that before, you know, I've seen that before in work-related stuff or whatever it may be. When someone's serious about doing it, they'll get the job done. So I thought, let me back the guy. Edu as well. Edu was saying a lot. I know people can talk a lot, but actions really show you the way. But he was talking about getting rid of dead wood, bringing in, you know, good talent, young talent and everything. And yeah, man, everyone's old enough. Everyone's older now. Like Martinelli come through the ranks. I know he come from Emery, Saka as well. Emma Smith, well, I think Emery was the first one to start playing them, but that was like 3 years ago, 2.5, 3 years ago. So things gonna happen, man. Look, now we've got a team. We've got a strong 11. Our squad, unfortunately, in my opinion, is still very weak. So that's why I'm not I'm still not to say this is our year because it's come way too early for my liking. If I'm being totally honest with you boys, if we don't win it, obviously the league right now, how I feel, I'd be upset, but then at the same time, I'd be like, okay, I understand, because you only I can say it now. Only a deluded fan will think this team could win the league with not having that much backup compared to how Liverpool were back in the day, how City were, even how United used to play. Do you know what I mean? They have people off the bench. You look at our bench here, I'll be honest with you. The only people that I'm excited about to come on the pitch is Tomiyasu, maybe Tierney, because I know they're going to see at the holding, because I know they're going to see at the game. When they come in, I know, okay, cool, we're going to cement this, we're going to try to go for the win, we're going to see at the game. But there's no attackers that comes on or midfielders that come on. I'm like, yeah, I can't wait for him. Emma Smith Rowe probably now, but it's been a while. Do you know what I mean? That's the first game I've seen him. But all in all, man, I'm just excited, man. I was saying, when it comes to Arsenal, I wasn't really scared at all. I wasn't really worried. I knew we was going to get the win and everything. And I think the only time I was scared yesterday during that game was when I can't remember, it was Sarr or Sessignon played it and fucking to Son. And I was like, that's a goal. Come on, anyway, that's a goal. But then you got man like Ramsdale giving it all the fucking, I'm saving it. You know what I'm saying? So it's quite amazing to see a team like this and to get a clean sheet away from home when we ain't seen it for the longest. I think every time we played them in the last 6 times, whoever's at home wins the game. I saw that stat. So for Arsenal to finally do that, it just means we're on a different level. We're doing different shit. It's not the same Arsenal. So, I mean, I guess we'll talk about player ratings. They are individual players, but I was really impressed with 3 players yesterday who didn't stop, in my opinion. And that was Ramsdale, Odegaard, and I know he didn't score anything, but Eddie calls that man like, what's his name? What's the Argentina centre back's name? I know he didn't score.
Romero.
Come on. Eddie's like, I'm here to stay. Back up or not, I am going to give you my all. So, yeah, those 3 people impressed me personally. So that's what I'll say for now.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think, it was a very convincing win for Arsenal. I think Spurs did have their spell second half for sure, and Ramsdale did have to make some good saves. But really, like, I think there was probably 2 saves that you could say, yeah, they're proper saves. The rest, they're good saves, which you have to make. Like, you can't make them look nervy, which is what he did. So fair play to him there. Big up YL saying, Jalil, City and Liverpool are having poor seasons and everyone else is in transition. Arsenal will win this league easy. Trust me, I saw this from early.
But John, I understand why, man. I love how positive you are, and I'm normally the most positive person.
By the way, he's not Arsenal.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. He's very positive about it. As he said at the beginning of the season, and we were all laughing and saying, "Yeah, maybe one day." But I use the analogy again. It's like a girl having a boyfriend, right? And he always cheats and stuff, and it's always going to happen every time he goes out and has a drink. We know that he ain't coming home till 2 o'clock in the morning. That's from a girl's perspective. I know that injuries has always effed us up, bro. If I don't know why Oneni wasn't even on the bench. I didn't understand that. That's scary. It's a scary setting. So what happens if a party's injured? Do we have to put Xhaka back? Make them mistakes. He's better where he is. Let him have that free ball up there. Come back when you need to, but don't defend. You don't have to anymore. So my thing is, I understand this. Every transition, people having poor games. I'm not doubting none of that. If we stay fit, we should win this 100%. We should win it. But I've been in this game way too long. One injury has fucked us. One. It used to be Partey gets injured. It used to be Saliba. Now if Odegaard is not playing, what's going to happen? So it's scary. I personally don't think Vieira's there yet, personally. I'm happy Emil Smith-Rowe's back, but one injury will fuck us. We've got a sick 11. Squad ain't there, bro. I'll be honest with y'all.
No, the squad's definitely not there yet. Why I was saying you're hurt from the past. I was like that with Liverpool, but sometimes you have to let go of the past.
Okay, when we win the title, then I'll let go. But I've been hurt, bro, and I'm still hurt today. Do you know what I'm saying? So ain't gonna have to change it.
Yeah. I mean, before I come on to Lams to give us the perspective from a neutral, Jeff, just wanted to add from what Jalil said, like, yeah, man. I mean, I think I saw today Arsenal actually got made the odds-on favourites now for the title.
The first time
I saw that too.
First time.
About 14 years, I think it was, or 15 years.
It's 2008, isn't it?
What's that?
2008. Yo. And I think in 2008 we had a 5 or 6 point lead entering March,
Yeah.
and fucked that up. So
Yeah.
when it after Eduardo broke his leg.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. How do you feel, Jeff? Do you think Arsenal now are favourites? Do you think Arsenal are the best team in the league?
From everyone else's perspective, I can see why we're title favorites. Like, I get it. From mine, no, not yet. Like, we're 18 games in. We haven't reached Europa yet. We haven't reached FA Cup, where you have to play we have to balance 3 other competitions. Like, and we've got a thin squad. So I ain't into all that.
Throw away the FA Cup, bro. Just lose
Huh?
next round. Just lose to City. I said it the other day, man. Just lose to City, bro.
But then either way, we still got to play. So, like, whether you throw it or you don't, like, there's people that can get injured. So, like, and I don't know what's happening transfer wise. Obviously, we saw. I'm sure we'll talk about it. That Madrid thing is one of the funniest things of all time when you really think about it. That's top 5. That's in like funny football moments.
That was mad still.
But I'm into realism, man. I'm not into getting carried away yet. Like, we've got City to play twice coming up soon.
Yeah.
We'll see if once those games pass, I can consider it. I can consider entertaining it. But yeah, until then, we're really doing well. Like, in terms of on form, yeah, we're the best team in the league on form. City are still the best team. That they are. Like, they're not quite clicking yet, like, as we saw. Like, as good as Haaland is, it's just like the midfield and him don't quite click yet. Apart from that, KDB, like, you see, like, they look up, they see him, and they don't always play it. And he's not exactly he's not a link-up player. He's a mercenary. That's what he is. He's there to bang goals, hence 21 goals. Like, he's not going to give you amazing, like, number 9 play where he's bringing others into play. He's all about goals. So, but the thing with them is they can turn up at any moment. So, like, it's good. Like, we played really, really well. Like, we didn't really look in danger much against Spurs. Like, from like first 5 minutes, like, all right, Spurs look decent. After that, it was a wrap. Like, it was done. Like, Saka was cooking on the right hand side. Who was he playing? He was destroying Sessegnon, like destroying him like, at will, like ruining him at will. Like, it was bad. And then Nketiah's, like, his general play in the past years, like, really, really improved. Hold up plays really, really good. Just spinning, that he was doing whatever he felt like up there, and it was coming off. Like, Romero didn't know what to do. Like, Romero ended up towards the end of the game, when Martinelli controlled it on his back, Romero went from centre back to right back. That kind of shows you Spurs' game. Like, when your main centre back has gone to right back just for violence, because that's all it was. Like, it was nothing else. He went there because he wanted to hurt somebody. Like, that kind of shows that you've completely dominated. Like, in a North London derby, even the games we won, you used to win like 5-2 in that. That's one of the most dominating displays we've ever had in the North London derby in my memory. Like, we destroyed Spurs all game. And then, yeah, like, it was big performances, man. Like, Ramsdale, who really should be talked about a little bit more, in my opinion. Like, solid goalkeeper, man. To help transform the defense, because, like, our defense, I liked Leno, but it was more shaky when the ball went back to Leno. Like, it was like we could play some nice football in patches, and then the ball will go back to Leno, and at times it's just a little bit of uncertainty. You don't get that with Ramsdale. Like, he seems just a little bit more, like, sure of himself, and that he was one of our. I think he ended up getting man of the match.
He did.
So yeah, so that him, and then you should look at that. The Zinchenko, like, Zinchenko's passing through the lines is just different.
I think he was man of the match personally.
He definitely was a candidate. Like, as many times he's getting pressed and he makes one pass and the player already knows where to go. Like, many times Partey already knows where to be, and before you know it, we're they got 3 players out the game and we're 20 yards up the pitch. So like things like that, that might go down as one of the best signings of the season.
Yeah,
Because that 30 million is money well spent, like really, really well spent. And I think I changed my mind on the Zinchenko and Tierney thing. Like Tierney is probably the better left back in a traditional team, but in terms of a team who retains the ball, Zinchenko offers something different. Like he just slips into midfield and we just have complete control. Like he doesn't look like
out of place.
at all. Like he's comfy.
Zinchenko actually spends more time in the middle than Xhaka does.
Yeah. And in a way, it makes us a better defensive team because you don't lose the ball. Like it's just ball retention. Like we just have it a lot of the time because he's so good at just stepping into that midfield and keeping the ball. So like that's a good thing. Odegaard, I said enough about Odegaard in this show. I don't need to keep saying it. Like in 12 months, we'll have a different conversation about him. But yeah, like, and then Saka, we mentioned that, like, probably top 5 under 21 players in the world. Wherever you place him is up to you. But he's probably in that top 5, whether he's 5th, 1st, I don't care. He's in that conversation though.
Yeah, no, facts. Yeah, I think Odegaard class again. Zinchenko I thought was brilliant. Like you said, he split the line 2 or 3 times, even a couple of times with his right foot.
Mm-hmm.
But he's just a classic example of a player with high IQ and the difference that high IQ players can make to a team. Because he's probably one of the best passers at Arsenal, especially through the lines, and he's a left back.
Facts.
And that's crazy. Before I get Lamps in, smash the likes, people. Why I was saying City or West with Haaland because they like the fluidity they had when playing with a false 9. We will get onto this when we talk about City because Lamps said it before the season even started. So I want to give him credit for that. He did say that before the season started, and he's been proven right. I think I've been saying it for like a month now. I've jumped on Lamps' bandwagon on that one. Like Haaland's a ridiculous goal scorer, but that doesn't always mean that's the best thing for the team. As we can see kind of with Ronaldo as well. Like he scored like 24 goals last season in all comps. Martial's got like 4 this season. I don't even know how many he's got, but they just play better. They just play better with someone who can actually link and allow the other man to do their thing. It's a weird thing.
Stinks, but yeah.
I don't think Martial's terrible. He's not terrible at all, but
his ability outweighs his performance.
Yeah, no, his performances are not where they should be, but I think for what he is now, given all the injuries, I think he just does a job for them. He just holds up the ball, brings the other man in. Like I always say, Rashford and all them, man, they always play, Bruno even, they always play 100 times better when Martial plays. And even all the stats back that up. Like Rashford and Bruno's stats when Martial plays compared to without are actually mad when you look at them. And even that's with him not even playing that good. Like even on Saturday, he couldn't even run first half. That's why I wasn't shocked when he went off at half time because he couldn't even sprint. But I think it's the pockets that they find they help other players play better. It's one of them. But yeah, while I was saying, you got 2 prophets on the show. Then I see my man with Arabic name in Qatar we trust. Yeah, you man are on the Qatar thing. I don't even play, man. Still, if Liverpool get that Qatar ownership, then the Prem is about to hit another level because there'll be too many men with that money. Chelsea, Newcastle, City, Liverpool, but it might have to be now or never for Arsenal to win that league. Lamps, man. Let me let you come in there, bro. Arsenal top of the league, bro. 8 points clear. What are you saying, man? Tell me about Arsenal, bro. What are you saying?
Yeah, no, listen, I'm not surprised. I said it from the beginning of the season, really. I said that Arsenal were going to win the league. I said it in the group chat. Every time I say it, you man think I'm trolling you, but I've seen this before with Liverpool, especially the year when we won it. I saw the way City were playing, and this, I want to say something crazy. City are worse than what they were when we won the league. I just think the way City play now, they're not a fluid team anymore. I think everything has to go through Haaland. I think one of the main things for City, whenever they've won the league, has been their midfielders have stepped up, and they've had like players that have stepped up out of nowhere, really and truly, and put in crazy performances. So, for example, Gundogan, you don't really see Gundogan nowadays. Now, no one talks about him, but when City were winning the league, he was one of the main guys, right? Whereas now, you're just talking about Haaland. No one's really talking about any other City player. If you think about it, no one's even talking about De Bruyne, which is, you know what I'm saying? He's one of the main guys that everyone talks about. No one's talking about Bernardo Silva. No one's talking about. I don't even. This Julian Alvarez guy, he's a bum.
Is he a bum?
He's a bum. This John Reno Julian Alvarez.
You know what? He's not a bum, but I do think I'm not a huge fan. He's a bit scatty still. He's a bit scatty.
He looks like the thing is, he's always gonna get chances and get goals.
Yes, he's one of them, man.
You're playing for Manchester City, innit? But at the same time, no, I don't think he's that good. But yeah, man, I think Arsenal, you just got to give them the credit. You can't hate on them. As I said, I'm happy for Arsenal fans, and I'll always say this to you, John, because I was in the same position as a Liverpool fan where when we came close to winning the league the first time, everyone was against us, and I didn't like to see it. When I always used to say that it's weird that everyone wants us to lose. So I'm not going to stop Arsenal shine. I'm not gonna hate on the team. Organic Football Club, they've done it the right way. They ain't spent 500 million like a lot of the other teams. They've done it the right way. Arteta, whether you like him or not, I thought he was a bit harsh to begin with in terms of like the decisions he's made, letting go of Guendouzi, even with Pepe. I actually think the Pepe thing was a big mistake because obviously I think you guys need a backup winger, and I think Pepe is a good level to play backup to Saka. Even if you might not like him as a player, it's like when we won the league, right? We had backups like Origi. Pepe's better than Origi, if we're keeping it real. But Pepe's better than Minamino. These were our backups. So you need backups. You just don't have a backup for if Saka gets injured. So I think that is one of the main problems. But in general, you got to give Arteta the credit, man. And this guy's waffling.
He don't believe you. He don't believe you.
We don't believe you.
He's in the group chat. He's in the group chat. I like Arsenal as a football club. I just don't like some of the fans, but as a football club, I like the team.
Me too.
Arteta's a great manager. As I said, he made big decisions. One of the biggest decisions he made, and I said it to you in the chat earlier on, John. I said, Xhaka. When Xhaka disrespected the club by throwing that tantrum, every Arsenal fan wanted his head. Get him out of the club. He should never play for the team again. John, you were one of the main guys. In fact,
bro, I was on the...
just stopped hating Xhaka.
Yeah, I only just stopped.
You used to be, how can we win the league with a midfielder like Xhaka? And I always used to say, what is it you guys don't see in what Xhaka does? Xhaka is, if you're asking me, I said it earlier as well, I prefer him to Partey. Doesn't mean I think he's better, but I prefer him to Partey. He's one of my favorite players in the league. I think he's a tidy player, man. Tidy player. I saw the play yesterday where I think someone's lost the ball. Partey's put pressure on the player, and then Xhaka's cleaned up afterwards and given him a high five.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
That's the best thing. That's the best thing about their partnership, honestly.
Now, that's exactly what I was going to say. So what I'm seeing between Xhaka and Partey is what I was seeing with Fabinho and Henderson. It was a similar thing. They were in sync. So when Henderson was playing very, very well, he was doing the basic stuff really good, and he was in sync with Fabinho all the time. You guys are similar. Partey's in sync with Xhaka. And I always say, listen, the midfield decides any game. I don't care about your defense. I don't care about your attack. The game is won in your midfield. If your midfield is getting battered, you're going to lose. Hence why Liverpool, right now, we're getting flogged left, right, and centre. The midfield is not up for it. They don't have the legs. You have to win in the midfield in order to be a good team and win the league. So, yeah, man, shout out Arsenal. Last thing I'm going to say is the only person I think that can lead, that could probably flop things for you guys. You might not want to hear it, but I've been on this guy's back since he's going to a team. I think Ramsdale. I think he needs to calm down. I think he's too amped, and I think he's got a couple mistakes in him. I think he just needs to chill. He needs to chill. He's playing for a big club. Even the stuff like me personally, I don't like when keepers do all that shit house stuff. Like what's his name? Martinez. I don't like when keepers do stuff like that because listen, the moment a keeper makes a mistake, everyone's going to get onto that keeper. Strikers can make mistakes all the time. Midfielders can make mistakes all the time. Defenders can make mistakes all the time if you're not a centre back. Keepers can't make mistakes. So Ramsdale, you better stop doing all of that because you're going to make a couple mistakes and the Arsenal fans will turn against you. That is just the way football is. People turn against keepers all the time. We did it with Mignolet when he was solid. He started making a couple mistakes. All of a sudden, he became a bum. Karius, I remember there was a certain period where you were like, "Oh, Karius." Since Karius got the De Gea hairstyle, he's been a good keeper. Cool. Got to Karius's head, was being a bit cocky, started making mistakes. He became a bum. I think the same with Ramsdale, man. I think he just needs to calm down. I don't think he's that good. I don't think he's great. I don't think he's great on the ball. I don't know where these things are coming from. I don't think he's good.
I think on the ball is probably his best attribute, to be fair. He's quite commanding. I do think I agree with you in terms of would I like for him to be calmer? Yes, because 9 times out of 10, the best keepers I've ever seen, they don't behave the way Ramsdale does.
I've never heard Alisson say one word. I don't even know how he sounds.
Alisson, check, all them, man.
You don't know how they sound.
They don't do any of that stuff. I agree, but I think that's just who Ramsdale is.
I'm for the shithousery, man. That's a necessary evil in football, man. You can't all just be passive. Someone in the squad sometimes has to rouse somebody up and get on somebody's nerves.
I agree with you, but I don't think it should be keepers doing that.
It depends on your mentality.
Because here's the thing, right? If Ramsdale flops the league for Arsenal, every Arsenal fan is going to turn against him and say he's a bad keeper.
Why is it Ramsdale?
And this is the thing, Ramsdale has not shown you that he has an elite mentality. He hasn't shown
exactly. He hasn't, and this is what I'm saying. So, if Odegaard was to make the same, okay. So, for example, right, you see, Fabinho right now. Fabinho has been very, very bad. Liverpool fans are turning against him, but at the same time, there's still the hope that it's just a bad patch. So we're not going against him that much. We're not like we haven't cancelled him yet.
Yeah, you haven't
get what I'm saying? You haven't crucified him yet, right? And Fabinho has proven himself. Ramsdale, you have not proven yourself as an elite keeper. So calm down. Because the moment, trust me, I've seen it with Leno. Arsenal fans I know were saying Leno was a good player. And all of a sudden he had a couple bad games and then now Leno became a bad player. I still think Leno's the better keeper. I've said this from the beginning. Ramsdale, you're going to have to calm down. You're playing in a big team. But I understand all the cockiness.
I hear your point, but like that's a fact. Like everyone's going to turn against you at some point. That's just the nature of the game, yeah. But that doesn't change your role in the team. Like I think he just understands that sometimes you have to get under somebody's skin. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be, I need to be an elite mentality to get under someone's skin. No, I don't think so. You can just get under someone's skin.
Well, my thing is,
Ramsdale has not proven. When I say elite mentality, Ramsdale's not proven that he can come back from making mistakes at the highest level.
Then that's something he's got to deal with.
Do you know who's the perfect example? And this is actually, this one is all right. So for example, Mendy, right? Mendy's not a cocky keeper at all. A couple mistakes. Listen, people were saying he was the best keeper in the world. Them times when they won African Nations Cup, they were saying he was the best keeper in the world. It only took a couple of games.
Yeah, literally.
And he became the worst keeper in the Premier League, according to people. There's only one keeper that I've said from the beginning that's allowed to get away with anything. Anything. It doesn't matter how bad they are. They're somehow going to start. Lloris is one of the worst keepers I've seen in my life. But he's always going to start. It doesn't matter. It does not matter what the guy does. It's always as if he's got maybe he's got a
clause in his contract.
Bro,
he's been lucky with the managers he's got.
He's got dirt on every manager. Yeah.
You know what I say about Ramsdale? You know what I say about Ramsdale? I'm kind of like, At first, I was kind of shaky about it when you hear him come through, get relegated with 2 teams. But when he started playing and that and making saves, and I remember there was one game, I think it was Leicester last season, where he made a one-handed save, and all the stick I saw from it, we won that game. I think it was 3-1 or 2-1 or something. He made one-handed save. Everyone's like, why did he have to do that? Why is he making a one-handed save? Why did he put 2 hands? Why did he catch it? I was thinking, bruv, he made a save. Like, so my thing is with Ramsdale, yeah, because I'm always gonna back Arsenal players, bruv. Anyone that wears the badge in that, I'm actually alright with his shit house, really, personally. I like it personally. I like that he gives stick to fans as well. He laughs at them and everything. I'm down for it because I ain't really seen something like that before. And we've got to be real to entertainment value. And if you're doing everything right at the moment, because we could say he could have cost us this game, or if he flops, I can't see how he's gonna fail without his defense flopping as well. Because football for me has never been an individual thing, unless you're fucking shit. Whereas Ramsdale's half decent, he's commanding everything. And realistically, I see him as a leader at the back because he sees the whole picture. If he's asking Gabriel to get in that place and see to go there, and he's asking him to go a bit far wide so he can kick out wide, or White to come short, wherever it may be, I ain't going to put no blame on him if he makes a little mistake in that. You're
not going to do that because you're a reasonable Arsenal fan. At the end of the day, when everyone was on to Arteta, you were one of the only guys that was backing him. So you're a reasonable Arsenal fan who's been consistent from the beginning. I'm not talking about Arsenal fans like you, bro. I'm talking about the Arsenal fans that were telling Xhaka to get out of the club.
That's the majority. That's the majority.
I'm talking about.
Let's change that though. He should have gone.
What, you think he should have left the club?
100%.
No, he shouldn't have. You're allowed to make mistakes.
7 years in, bro. We're 7 years in, bro.
No, what do you mean? What do you mean? Xhaka?
We're 7 years. Xhaka joined in 2016.
It doesn't. Oh, are you talking about the fact he made the mistake, or are you saying the fact he's been there for too long?
I'm just saying, like, his performances were below par for too long, and he got way too many chances.
They weren't. What was happening is the team just wasn't performing that well, so he was the guy to scapegoat. As I said, outside fans weren't really cussing Xhaka. It was Arsenal fans. I've always rated the guy. It's only Arsenal fans. What did I say in the chat? Arsenal fans are the funniest fans. You know why? You know what Mudryk? All right. You know what Mudryk did earlier, right? What did I say he did?
Mudryk
was the
Mudryk.
The winger.
What did I say he did, John? I said this guy is the smartest guy in the world and has probably the best PR team. They told him, follow everything Arsenal related and act like you're about to go to Arsenal because Arsenal fans are the craziest fans in the world.
I believe that.
That's possible. That is actually possible.
Arsenal fans will somehow make a Ukrainian league player seem like Neymar. So listen, follow everything related to Arsenal. The fans are crazy. They're going to act like you're the second coming of Ronaldinho. Do it. And then last minute, violate them. And I think that's what he's done. I think because he knows your fan base is mad. Arsenal have the craziest fan base in the world. They have the craziest fan base. I hear what you're saying, Janelle, but I just think like the majority of fans, a couple mistakes in, they're going to get onto Ramsdale. I think there's going to be a period in the season where the gap between you and the team that's second is probably only going to be like 3 points, 4 points. It's going to get real close. When it gets real close, that's when you're going to see the fans come out.
I agree. I agree with you.
Them panic.
I agree. No, I agree with you. Do you know what it is? Because trust me, I've been saying some crazy shit, as some people say. And obviously, it's all come out to be obviously realistic. But when I say it's a bit crazy, but I said this from day one, especially when Emery comes. I wanted to give Emery a bit of time. I understand when guy to go, but I wanted to give Emery a bit of time. When this guy was trying to put his philosophy down and make people play and everything and talking to all this jazz, Arsenal fan, it wasn't any other fans, bro. It wasn't United fans, Liverpool fans, no one. It was Arsenal fans getting onto him saying, "Oh, we want him out." That's the thing about not just Arsenal fans, but fans in the thing. They ain't got no patience. They think Rome was built in a day. You get what I'm saying? Like they think like, if it's like they need to. Do you know what I need Arsenal fans to do? And it will be amazing if they do. Just compare it to, because these are people that work and earn their money. Compare it to yourself. What do you do? If you got a project on, can you do it in a fucking week? Let's be real. Let's just be realistic. I want to get Emery time, but that's why I was like, let's give Arteta time. But I agree with you, bro. I just agree with you. We are once it starts getting time to get tough, it's going to be Arteta out. If Arteta don't win the league, even though I don't think he should win the league this year, if he does, it'll be amazing. I'll be gassed. Don't get me wrong. Russell doesn't. They'll be saying, "Get him out. Let's get fucking someone else." You know what I'm saying?
That's kind of every club, though, because if you think about it, if a rival team's doing bad, why do you want that manager sacked?
That's exactly what Taylor D saying now in the chat.
Well, other fans get on to another.
Yeah, that's literally exactly what he said. He said, "Well, why would other fans get onto other teams' manager?" Yeah, it's like imagine an Arsenal fan screaming "pour out." It wouldn't make sense because
no, I was shouting.
No, but they won't necessarily say Potter out, but they'll say Potter's a bum. Like they have been saying.
Okay, I don't think Potter's a bum. I don't think Potter's a bum. I think he's been thrown
no
on.
way. But yeah, I don't know, man.
When
John, you're breaking up.
In
is it just me?
Nah, yeah, I can see he's lagging. He's definitely lagging.
John,
I'm lagging. I'm back. I'm back.
Reset. But I was saying with Ole with this thing, yeah, I was saying Ole in because I wanted him to stay because I know how much it pissed off United fans. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's for other teams to say, "Oh, Emirates shit" or nothing. This is just me talking to our fans because I personally think I never really believed it until last 2-3 years, and people say Arsenal fans are the worst. I do agree. I do fully agree with it now. It took me a while, but I do fully agree.
Yeah, we've been the worst fans, man.
Yeah,
as soon as AFTV started, as soon as you started a movement based off the failure of your club, there's nothing more I can say to you.
And I've got another prediction. You see Zinchenko, very good player. Very, very good player. On the ball, very good. Plays like Trent because they what he does is he comes in and he finds himself in the midfield a lot, and then that allows Xhaka to cover him the same way we were doing when we still do it. We don't do it as much now anymore, but when we do it, Henderson goes out right. Same with Xhaka, he goes out left, and I think it's good. It makes the pitch more wide, and I think in general Zinchenko is better on the ball than Xhaka. But here's the thing.
Yeah, probably.
You see the way Arsenal play, they dictate possession and they retain the ball very quickly. When they lose it, they get it back very quickly. But what's going to happen is once teams realize how you play, and once teams aren't as scared of you, you're going to see Zinchenko make mistakes because he's not the best defender.
He makes mistakes now.
Now he's made, but it's just that now it's easy.
There's a newness to it. However the word is, I know what you're saying, Lambs. There's like
now it's easy to and now like certain teams might play Arsenal and they still don't have the respect for them that they should have. It's like I remember when we played Roma in the Champions League and it was the semi-finals, and I remember Rio Ferdinand. He was like, "I don't understand. Do the coaches watch video clips of how Liverpool play? Why are they playing in the way Liverpool would want them to play?" So it's kind of like sometimes when I watch Arsenal against certain teams, I'm like, "Why? What? Why are you doing this? Why are you acting like Odegaard won't flick the ball over your head, and all of a sudden Saka's in front of goal? Why are you playing like this?"
Sometimes you can't stop. Sometimes you can't stop.
No, sometimes you can't. No, sometimes you can't stop it. But you see how Newcastle were able to play in a way where they were able to stop certain things. Some clubs, I'm like, what are you doing? You're trying to go toe to toe with these are guys that are of a different level. Odegaard is where one more year of Odegaard doing this, there could be arguments. People talking about him and KDB. There could be arguments in it. If he does this for another year, I'm just saying, if he does it for another year, and there could be conversations.
When you say arguments with KDB, just in terms of who's better right now.
Oh no! Right now, Odegaard's better than KDB, hands down. Right, but no, right now, come on, what are we talking about here? What? Right now, are you saying KDB is better than Odegaard? Right now,
if we go for each attribute, KDB wins at 7 out of 8 of them, bro. We can't do that.
I'm not sure, bro.
Let's go through it now. We can't. Passing, dribbling. Come on, man.
That's not the right way to do it, because if you take Abdul Tarap and you match him attribute to attribute with any player, he's probably the best. So you can't. You form is a big thing you've got to take into consideration. Form.
Is KDB not in form?
Not like Odegaard, no. Furthermore, KDB, I've been seeing a couple chinks this year, maybe more so because The team.
KDB's not been on form most of the season. Even Pep, I think, called him out.
Well, even in the
Pep
world
for the international break said,
yeah.
like, I know he's getting stats. I don't really like the way he's playing. So I
Even
think
in the
Pep
World
can
Cup.
see, like, but is that kind of linked to Haaland in a way? Because I just see KDB now, and I swear every time I see KDB, he just gets up and just tries a through ball every time, and I'm like,
that's
bro,
what I'm
like,
saying. That's what I'm saying. It's not normal.
I don't understand. Like,
And
it's not.
even Bruno Fernandes,
that might be. Even if that might be true, what did this? Because we established this last year when we did the Salah is the best player in the world, like for 2 weeks. Like, what does this right now statement mean? Like, what is it? Like, it's really a baseless statement.
No, not really. Because all right. So the way I judge football, I do it. I'm like I judge football the same way I judge basketball and how people judge basketball. Is LeBron James better than Antetokounmpo? Yes. Is Antetokounmpo better than LeBron James in terms of form? Will Antetokounmpo win MVPs currently ahead of someone like LeBron James? Yes. Doesn't mean he's a better player than LeBron James. Same way last year Antetokounmpo won the MVP because he was by far the greatest performer. There was even a year when Westbrook won it, and he was one of the best performers. But if you look at Westbrook now, he's a joke. So I judge it the same way. Form is very, very important. You have to look at Odegaard's form. What Odegaard is doing, I've only seen prime Ozils for Real Madrid do things like this. The way the guy plays, he is a problem.
That's who we should be comparing him to. That's the argument I want to have. That's conversation.
Prime Ozil's better than KDB though.
Odegaard's not in his prime yet. That's the thing.
That's kind of why this is like baseless to me, because it's like cool, like we can say, oh, Odegaard's better than KDB right now, but then if KDB has, we said he's on. You said he's better right now.
In terms of, he's not the better player, but in terms of right now, because if you're gonna pick like the PFA Team of the Year or PFA Player of the Year, you're not gonna base it off previous form, right? You're not gonna you're gonna base it off what's going on right now. So I'm giving KDB the respect he deserves. He is better than Odegaard, of course, but right now, I'm not. Odegaard is not in the same. Like KDB's not on the same performance level. Odegaard's different. And I've rated Odegaard from the beginning as well. That's another thing. I've always rated Odegaard, and he was meant to be a generational talent anyway. When he got signed, when he was what? How old was he? 14, 15?
16,
for a couple M's. Yeah, but for a couple M's, like, yeah, man, Odegaard's a player, man. He's a player, like, and I said, if you do it for a year, if he does it next year, do you know what's gonna make Odegaard? What's gonna make him? What's gonna set it off for Odegaard? When you are in the Champions League next year, and Arsenal have a good run in the Champions League, and he's performing, then you're gonna see the conversations come out.
I agree with you
talking about this
wholeheartedly. I even said here, I've said it many times. In a year's time, we'll have a different conversation. I'm just saying the comparisons, like as of right now, I'm cool on. Like in a year's time, we can talk. But like the right now, like the even the Ozil thing, I see that a lot come up. Like, well, who's better for Arsenal? Is it Odegaard? Is it Ozil? Or something? All right, steady. Hold on. Like let's not just have like I'm all for football conversations. Like we've had the Messi and Ronaldo argument damn near for 13, 14 years. But I'm not gonna just start having baseless conversations. Like,
that's facts. And you know what it is, Jeff? I think now I don't know if it's just with Arsenal fans or fans in general. I think everyone wants to love the right now so much that they always want to forget about like what happened before.
Oh,
and it's life.
That's life, though, isn't it?
That's life in general.
That's life. You're at work. Today, Listen, you're at work, right? You're at work. New person comes in the door and he's doing what he's doing. He's outperforming everyone. Everyone talks about the new guy. The old guys that have been there for years. People start to forget about out with the old, in with the new. It happens all the time. So it's like it's I don't even think it's a football fan thing. I think it's just life in general. It happens in music, happens with everything, bro. The new artist, the new guy on the block is always gonna get the recognition and praise. And I think right now it's just right now is Odegaard's time, man. It's Odegaard's time. Listen, it was Trent Arnold's time a few years back. Look at him now. Trent Arnold's a bum, according to the majority of people. online, Trent Arnold's a bad player.
Nah, he's not bad. He's not a bad player.
But yeah,
I think with Trent, if we want to touch on Trent quickly, it's something that I want to see different is that Klopp playing him in a different kind of system or playing more advanced. But I understand what they used to do is kind of what Zinchenko's doing for us. Where he comes into the midfield and he spreads the ball. Don't get me wrong, he was sick there, but you've got to get the players around him. You've got to get Fabinho back on form. Maybe Henderson. Maybe you get a new player back in who can do that, who can cover. If you don't do it, then there's no point. You're going to make him look stupid. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Trent's one was even more than Zinchenko, though, if we're being honest. Like, even when I'm watching Liverpool now, like I watched the Brighton game. I don't know who else did. And obviously they got smoked. They got smoked, but it's like there's way too much pressure on Trent to create. Like, it's not
ridiculous right now.
It's too much. Like, a team should never rely on a right back that much to create. Like, and obviously there's many factors behind it. Like, obviously no Mane, injuries to Diaz, Jota is killing the team. Henderson's legs have completely gone and he's washed. Fabinho's dropped a level and it feels noticeable. Salah's not playing good at all. But again, Klopp keeps trying different things with Salah. Sometimes he's out wide. Sometimes he's inside, forward. So it's a weird thing what's going on with incorporating Nunes too. But there's way too much. A team should never ever rely on a right back to create that much. That's why I've always said I'd love to see what Trent would be like at a Barca, at a Madrid. Because no matter how good you are as going forward as a fullback, at Madrid or Barca, it will be against the rules to ever play through a fullback that much.
That's okay.
Them teams will never rely on fullbacks that way.
I think with the Trent Arnold thing, I think it's just it's Klopp's. It's a new style of play that Klopp has introduced, isn't it? Where the fullbacks are the most creative people on the pitch. Same way. The only difference is it's like with Chelsea, right? Chelsea, their goal scorers were always defenders, right? Their goal scorers were defenders, but they would somehow end up in top four to the extent where Jorginho nearly won Ballon d'Or and was their top goal scorer. So that's scary stuff. But thank God, God forbid Jorginho should be next to my Ronaldinho. But with Trent Arnold, I just think it's a case of teams finding Liverpool out, basically, isn't it? And the only reason why I was able to work with Trent Arnold is because our midfield was on job. So as I said to you before, games are lost in the midfield, right? The way Xhaka covers for Zinchenko now, it works, right? Henderson is not covering for Trent the way he was doing it before in the past. And then even so, when we're forced to play Harvey Elliott there, oh my God, what? Harvey Elliott, what? This is what I'm saying. It's mad. It is madness. So you can highlight Trent, of course. Of course, you're going to highlight Trent because he's meant to be in those positions. But at the same time, if he's told to be all the way up the pitch and then track back all the time, do you know how tired Trent Arnold must be? Once, think about it. He's the most creative guy going forward, and then he's getting attacked the most. Bro, the guy can't get a break. You need a player that's going to be there to cover him. If you don't have a player there to cover him, of course he's going to be exposed. More time when Matoma is running against him, he's tired. He's knackered. Of course you're going to beat him. Of course you're going to beat him.
That Matoma guy don't chill, man. He gets the ball. He's running straight at you.
It's a menace.
You see, a guy like Wan-Bissaka, it's different for someone like that because they're more so defense. So he's going to make sure. Private example as well. Ashley Young. I don't know if you guys watched Leeds versus Aston Villa. I think Ashley Young for Arnold. He was the best player on the pitch. Ashley Young was world class.
He battled well with Notto, man.
And there's something he was doing. He never tried to close him down. He would always back up. He would do the thing of don't engage and get him to use his brain and decide how he wants to get around me. Notto is a very good player as well. But Ashley Young. Because Ashley Young wasn't going forward that much, he wouldn't be knackered. But towards the end of the game, he could barely breathe. So imagine Trent Arnold versus Notto, and Trent Arnold has to go forward, be the most creative player on the pitch. and then come back to face a guy like Lotto. Where is it? Don't you think this guy is going to be knackered? Like, guys are going to be getting past him left, right, and center. It's only natural. It's only natural. So yeah, man, I don't think it's a Trent Arnold problem like that. I think it's just the midfield. I think the midfield's bad. The midfield's bad. We don't have energy anymore. Against Brighton, you saw it. As soon as they beat our midfield, it was done. It was done. There was no press. How am I watching the Jurgen Klopp team with no press? What's going on?
Bad, man.
Crazy.
There's many reasons, bro.
Crazy.
Big up Score 7 in the building. Hope you're good, my guys. Saying finally you guys are back with that missed live stream. I think you might be missing us, bro. You might have been missing us, but don't watch them, man. Watch them back, bro. Big up for joining, man. Hope you're good, man. Hope you're good. But yeah, man, let's do some player ratings from the Arsenal game. I'll start. I'll do Ramsdale. I'll give him probably an 8. I think he deserves an 8. I think he was brilliant. Maybe could give a 9. Can't really do much more as a keeper.
10 to be honest.
He was flawless.
Yeah, he was flawless.
Yeah, he was pretty flawless. The only thing that's weird is if you give him, it's weird giving a keeper. I don't know. It's weird giving a keeper a 10 in a game where you dominated.
No, you can't say he made 7 saves, bro. He made 7 saves.
He did make 7
3
saves.
big ones.
10.
Yeah, big like. And he got kicked in the back afterwards, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what? He did get kicked in the back. You know what? And that was the coolest he was when he got kicked in the back.
Yeah. You see where Richarlison came up to him after he mocked the and he was like, you can tell Ramsdale is a troll.
And that's the definition of shit. That's how you do it.
You see where Richarlison came up to it. You see where Richarlison came up to him. And he was like, I'm just gonna go get my bottle up. I'm just getting my bottle. Like, he was acting like
he was acting nonchalant, like I don't know, yeah. He's them man that you just want to
he knew.
I'll give him he played that. He played very well.
I think he knew what Richarlison knew what Ramsdale really wanted to do. You're going to the away fans to go get your bottle. You put your bottle there on purpose. He wanted to do that, get the bottle and go that one last time, you know what I'm saying? So I would have loved that.
Yo, what are you saying? Ramsdale's like your guy. What's his name?
It's my guy. So I got anyone who wanted a badge. I back Jack, even though he told me to fuck off. So it should say a lot about me, bro. Quite like. No, he told the Arsenal fans. He told the Arsenal fans, not just me, but yeah.
I give Ramsdale a 10. Jalil, Ben White.
Ooh.
Man like Benjamin Concaine himself, bro. He held it down though, bro. I didn't feel bad. I feel bad giving him an 8. I think like he should get.
I think 8 is solid though. Like he pocketed him.
I mean,
we need to start speaking about.
Let's
carry on.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8.
Solid.
Yeah, you know what it is. Yeah, let me just talk about Son quick. Yeah, because I know even last year. Yeah, I don't know. Obviously this year. But it's like, I'm sure you remember there were bad times. There were debates about Son, Salah, all them, man.
I've always been consistent on Son not being.
But it's when you stop scoring that I need to see anything from you. Exactly. Anything. Please just show me anything. At least with Salah, he's not my favorite stylistically, but at least even when he's not scoring, it's like, okay, I can see you're trying to do something, bro. I can see you're trying to get the ball, maybe create half a yard. Bro, Son yesterday were 2 or 3 times. The ball's going into him. It's literally bouncing out of the pitch. Like, on the low pressure. Like, bro, what is going on?
You get that, though. You get that with Ben White, though. I've clocked recently when Ben White, because Ben White, let's be honest, he's not the quickest. But his positioning-wise is quite amazing. But you get that when you know man's going to win the tackle. You're always going to be like, his touch has got to be perfect. You're overthinking, it fucking doesn't. Do you know what I mean?
And going forward, Ben White's passing, his combination with Saka is brilliant.
Really good.
The way they link on that right-hand side is
really good.
I think Tomiyasu, you're going to have to accept being a backup because Ben White has become something else.
I can't say concrete because it could be a time where when Ben White can get injured and Tomiyasu can come in and have 2 months where he's exceptional.
Yeah, that's different.
That's so it's just a competitive backline. I can't say you're confirmed your starting spot. For now, you're playing out of your skin. For the past 2 years since he's got there, Ben White has been very, very good and it's been slept on. But it doesn't mean that if you get one injury that someone else can't get their place back.
Yeah. And just to go on that, this is why because I had this conversation the other day about right backs and that. This is why I don't really want to have the conversation because God willing we get into Champions League, yeah. Tomiyasu might be Champions League and Ben might be fucking Prem and just switch over. So I don't feel like Tomiyasu's backup. I can't see that he's backup, but he's that good. He can start in the Premier League games and Ben White covers the Champions League. Or this is the benefits of having a massive squad. This is the benefits of having a massive squad.
It don't happen like that. No,
you don't just have a strong 11. I don't want just a strong 11. I want. Oh, he's got. Like, look at City. Fucking, they got this kid. They got this kid playing right back. Cancelo could go there, Walker. You kind of want that headache. Oh, anyone goes, you don't really worry. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what we're getting here. You can play Champions League, FA Cup, whoever's there, you're happy with your right back. I want that in every position. That's why I don't really have that kind of conversation. Is it Ben White or is it Tommy? Do you know what I mean?
Who do you prefer though? Who if you had to make the decision as a manager and you
Ben
had
White.
to pick Ben White?
Ben White, yeah, Ben White, yeah.
Yeah. All right, Jeff, Saliba.
Probably give Saliba 7. I'd probably say Gabriel was flawless. I'm gonna say that.
Gabriel
he was really good.
To be honest.
Now Saliba he went about his game very conservatively. Like he was very, very cool. Like when Kane engaged and he was against him, he was winning his stuff in the air very, very comfortably, playing out as he normally does. It was just an all-round very, very solid game. But if you're asking me who's the better centre back, I thought Gabriel was the better centre back that day. Saliba was very, very solid though. I'll give him a 7.
Okay, 7. Lamps, Gabriel.
10. Hands down, 10. Yeah, I think
cold.
It's difficult, man, because you know it is. So many of them Arsenal players, which really and truly should have got a man of the match if it was any other game.
That's a fact.
Because I'm not gonna lie to you, that I was saying for my brother was probably the best performance I've seen Arsenal put in, and Gabriel was he was
different back there.
He was on form, but I rate Gabriel. He's a good player. He's a good player.
He's
got a
been
couple
good
mistakes in him. He's got a couple mistakes in him, but at the same time, what player don't make mistakes in it? As I said, the only people that don't get away with mistakes are centre backs and goalkeepers. Mm-hmm. Everyone else get away with mistakes. So yeah, man, Gabriel's a 10, 100%. Best performance.
Yeah. Now Gabriel's been consistently good now since like October. Like even when I watch the games, I can't even get mad. Even sometimes, even my dad gets mad at Gabriel, and I'm like, I can't lie, like he ain't been bad. Like we're seeing him through the old lenses. Like he's playing well. Like you can't hate on someone when they're playing well. Like
what old lenses? Because was there a stage where he was ever bad? Because for me, he's always been good.
Yeah,
you know what it is.
Just loud mistakes, and then Arsenal fans started disliking him.
When you make loud mistakes, it resonates. And sometimes with Gabriel, it's like he holds on to the ball too long at the back. But at least with him, he does that so he doesn't give the ball away. So that's just kind of like his playing style. So you just have to adapt to that and understand. Like you said, every player has their strengths and weaknesses. Not every player is going to play exactly to the stylistic level that you want.
I think football's mad unfair. No, football's mad unfair, man. When it comes to mistakes, because I was even saying, like, John, I was saying to you, Mane misses more chances than Nunes. Mane's probably got some of the worst finishing I've seen in my life. But no one would really say anything though, because he's Mane and football's weird, man.
Go on, Jeff. Oh, I was just gonna say you earn your cachet in it. Like Mane, it's been 7-8 years in the Prem. He's doing it out of Southampton. He done it at Liverpool, and critical moments, he's put the ball in the net. Nunes, it's the optics. You're signed for 100 million. The crying in the Carabao Cup didn't help, and then there's 15, 16 big chances missed. So the optics are the optics. So that's what football is based on.
I think he's only missed one chance more than Salah or something like that.
That's the thing. I wouldn't even be surprised about that. That's the thing. And
it's crazy.
It's got to the point with Nunes where it's like that chance that he had against Brentford where he took it around the keeper perfectly and tried to score. people have clipped at the exact moment that it looks like he's literally going open goal and no one covers. And it's like, how did he miss? And it's like, when it gets to that level, you
I
have
like
to.
him though. I like him.
I actually don't.
He's a
I,
real problem.
Chaotic.
I don't even hate dudes like that.
Yeah,
I
he's
can't even lie. I don't even
It's
hate.
funny. He
dudes
makes watching football. I don't mind watching Liverpool when he's playing because I'm going to see something funny. I'm going to see something mad chaotic. Like he reminds me of me. He reminds me of me. Like the personality. Like what I see in him is he reminds me of me. I like chaotic players. He's
like
there to problem. Yeah, no, I
Causes a
like
lot of problems, man.
Yeah, I like people like that, man.
Let me do Zinchenko. I mean, Lamps, you gave Gabriel a 9.
10.
I don't want to give up too many 10s, but I'll give Zinchenko a 9, man. I thought Zinchenko was unreal yesterday, man.
It's okay to give out the 10s though.
Yeah,
okay
I mean,
because the team deserves it. My guy.
Yo.
Rash.
My guy.
Right on time, buddy. Right on time. We're doing the player rating.
Can you hear me, bro?
Yeah.
All good, man. All
I
good.
I told you I got a new mic. Just making sure it's working. Man, like labs. What is going on?
Just waiting for them Qatari owners to do what they need to do.
We got Arabic labs today. Jeez.
Has to be done, bro. Has to be done.
What you saying? You all right, my brother?
Oh my God, I'm good, man. I'm good. You?
Good. Alhamdulillah. How's everyone doing, man?
All good, man.
All good. We just
what have I missed? What have I missed?
For the player ratings.
Rash is gonna have to get a midfielder then, no?
Yeah. I mean, I've just done. You know what, Rash? You get Zinchenko, man. You give him a rating.
Zinchenko scared me twice in that game. But was brilliant the rest of it. I mean, 7.
Oh, okay. Rash has come on the harsh thing.
He was impressed.
You know what? Can we do this? Can we get Rash to rate the players we did before? I want to hear what he's got to say.
Nice contrast. Let's see.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Rash. What would you give Ramsdale?
Real guy. I'll give him. Jeez, that's my guy. I give him a 9.
I think that's what. Yeah.
I give him a 9 for not punching the kid in the face. Yeah. Well done, Aaron. Well done.
All right. What about Ben White, right back?
Okay. Hey, he never lets me down. Well, that's the purest cocaine right there. Yeah. Yeah. I'll give him an 8.
Yeah, that's fair. Saliba?
To be honest, look, the back line is 9 and 8. Except for Zinchenko.
So, you thought Zinchenko was the worst one?
Out of the 4. Yeah, but that wasn't bad. He wasn't bad. I just noticed the thing that happened. I just can't unsee it. The space that he leaves sometimes, and nonchalance on the ball, and then gives it away. Yeah, he tracks back to try and get it back. Yeah, but bro, you're a professional. You know better than this. You're a champ. Stop chilling like that. You get me? Because not every time Xhaka's gonna make a good challenge, it could go wrong sometimes. Do you know what I mean? So let's just not do these things and put yourself in danger when you don't have to. That's the only thing. Other than that, it was a good game, man.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Okay, so we pretty much said 9s and 8s for the back lines, which is pretty much in line with what we were saying. So I'll let you do Partey as well.
Oh gosh, if I could give him a 10. If I could give him...
Hey, if that's what the heart says.
The heart says 10. The heart says 10. Yeah, for his amazing pressing play and through balls and the beginner and the start of the attacks and stuff in the first half, the one who breaks up everything that they was doing. Like, he was the maestro in the first half. Second half, for being so controlled in a defensive position as well and being organized and disciplined as well. They couldn't they had to go everywhere else but near him. They can't go near him. A lot of players can't go near Partey. He's really showing himself. Yeah, I'll give him a 10. I don't care. He beat Spurs. Kingdoms of North London, you get me?
Partey was fantastic, man.
Yeah, man.
Jalil Shaka.
Man, like Granite. Great performance. I can't really think of anything he done wrong, and he was very vital in cleaning up from the press. I'm going to give him a 9.
Okay, 9 for Shaka from Jalil. Wait, who played?
Odegaard now, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, Jeff Odegaard.
Probably the best attacking player on the pitch. Probably go 10. Flawless passing between the lines. Couldn't be picked up. Had Højbjerg and Saul dancing. They didn't know what to do with him. Great goal. Man. Yeah, I say he needs to add goals, but he's actually got 8 goals this season. So
he's the highest scorer in the Premier.
So he's
our top scorer.
Yeah, but yeah, flawless, man. Like I said, a year's time we'll have a different conversation. I speak too much about Odegaard, so I'm actually tired of saying his name. Flawless display, 10.
Yeah, no, Odegaard's a proper player, man. Like, he doesn't even need to be valued by his goals, but the goals he gets are just a bonus to how good he is.
Yeah,
like, he's a top player, man. Score 7 saying a lot of people aren't going to mention it, but in the first 15 minutes, Partey was actually very average. Kept giving the ball away after he had that shot. He just ran the midfield. That's actually true.
Yeah, he's not.
He was actually giving the ball quite a lot at the beginning, but yeah, after he had that shot, he snapped into it.
But it's the first 15 minutes. It's the first 15 minutes of the derby, isn't it? You know what I'm saying?
You're right, and you know what? Sometimes that does happen with him as well. I've noticed that happens at the beginning of a game. Sometimes he might actually give the ball away more than anyone else on the pitch for the first 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, he's downloading information. He's getting into it. Good.
And he plays so much 1-touch, 2-touch. It's a hard game to play. It's a hard night.
Between the line specialist, boy.
If he scored that volley,
you couldn't have hit that any harder.
You know, there's certain goals. You know, there's certain
iconic forever
opportunities. Yeah, that you just hope were goals. So, like the Suarez one against Arsenal when he's done. This is probably better. This is probably better. I think this one might be better.
You mean the corner?
Yeah.
I ain't better than that.
That Suarez one was insane. That one, the Partey one is close though. They are very close. Different techniques, but Rash. No, Lamps. I'll come to you. Let me give you Saka.
Saka was good, man. He dealt with Sessignon. Sessignon might want to pick up another profession after that.
He needs to rethink things.
Do you know what it is? Saka, I don't know. Saka's a bully, man. He's a bully. I've clocked it. He's a bully.
Have you seen it, right? Have you seen it?
He looks like he's a small guy. Like he can't.
It's the Eber.
Physically, you're not getting a bet. Like you're not getting a better of Saka. Physically, no way. It's like reminds you of when players used to try to get tight close to Salah, and he used to turn him and use the physicality. Saka's pretty similar. The only difference is I actually think Saka could be more physical because Saka can do it whilst running and and hold players off. Like Salah isn't really that. He's more get close, I'll turn and then keep it moving. Saka, nah, man.
He can write challenges.
Yeah, like
different animal. Saka
he's a problem. He's a problem still. Definitely top 5 under 21s. Was it under 21s or was it under 23s?
Under 21s, even under 20.
Under 23s, man. Put him up. Yeah, under 23s. He's there, man. He's there. Saka's
under 23s doesn't actually change that much, to be fair.
Yeah,
that's probably Vinicius, isn't it?
Yeah, probably
maybe Vinicius. Yeah.
No, it doesn't change. But I have to give him a 9. I think a goal would have given him a 10, but I'll give him a 9. But at the same time, he was flawless, man. He did what he needed to do. He set the tone as well. Like he set the tone. That's one thing I will say about him. He's the guy that when he gets the ball, sets the tone for the game. I think because he's always the first to take someone on, and he's very, very confident now. He doesn't just play the pass. He's going to run at you. He's going to make your life hell. But yeah, man, I'll give him a solid 9, man.
Can I just add to that as well? About what you're saying about his strength and him actually being a bully. You see him actually going toe to toe going toe to toe with bigger opponents all the time, and you see him going like throwing his shoulder and his body into it. He wants it. He likes it.
He wants it. Yeah.
Like, and you see it in them, and like it's a different type of confidence you're even seeing in his play altogether. It's like he believes that he is actually the man now. He sees the fears in his opponents when he touches the ball. It's like he sees it in them, and he gets it. He runs it, and then he slows it down. It's like, all right, how am I gonna do this, guy? Do you know what I mean? But it's gonna get done. He's something else. That boy's class.
You're brilliant, man.
Yeah, no, he was brilliant. He was brilliant yesterday. Martinelli.
I don't know if this is because I was driving home from a football match while this game was on, but I don't think he had his best game. Martinelli. I don't think he had his best.
By far worst player.
Yeah, I don't think he was much of a threat. Yeah, the attacks was more of a threat coming from the other side. Yeah, man. The only thing I can say is that he was part of the build-ups and the movements and so forth like that helped towards the victory, and he was part of the defensive strategy or the outlet for the defense whenever they needed to bring the ball up. So he done his job correct, I guess. He just didn't wow me in the derby, so I'll give him. It's weird. I'll give him a 6 and just an above average performance for me.
Yeah. I think because Arsenal got the job done and they won 2-0. I think a 6 is not an unreasonable score. But I think what we're seeing with Martinelli and Saka is we're seeing the differences they have as players. Whenever Martinelli is double teamed in any form, as we even saw in the Newcastle game, etc., he massively struggles because his strength is not in the link play, really. He's more of a on the break type of threat, spacing behind type of threat. So that's where there'll be certain games where Martinelli will just rip it up when there's bare space. But I think as a complete player, I think we're starting to see that Saka he's ahead of Martinelli still as an all-around footballer, IQ, intelligence. Like Saka can get double teamed sometimes, and in his head, he's thinking that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted to create that overload, and that's why I just love players like him, because you make others better too, and it's a unique trait to be able to do that. But Martinelli, he has his game style, and he's always going to be a threat. And on the break, Spurs was still kind of. I feel like Spurs were still very wary of him on the break. Just on the ball, he's been a bit last few games, but you can. I think I score 7 said here. I think last 3 games he hasn't been effective as he usually is. I think it's down to fatigue.
What you saying? Time to bring in Smith Rowe.
He scored in Brighton though. Like that Odegaard pass.
That's exactly what I'm saying, bro. He had the whole half to himself. He had the whole half. That's it. That's his game. That's what I'm saying. Like that is literally his game. But he needs to develop that other stuff, and it makes you think more and more. Like Arsenal were about to bid 95 M's for Mudryk. When you bid 95 M for someone, they're starting. Saka was not getting dropped. Like, I think we still need to give it some time before we definitely know if Martinelli is 100% Arteta's man, because Mudryk was definitely going to play. If you sign someone for 95 M's, it doesn't even make sense to bench him, because then you've just misused your funds.
We got to think about also the future projects. If I'm not mistaken, I know Arteta's not the only person to do it, but wasn't Martinelli played up front in a few games? Could that be a thing there?
Maybe.
Convert him into, because I know when we bought him in, I think we all assumed he was a striker, but he played on the left. I think Emery played him on the left. Or was it Lombard?
Emery tried him out through the middle.
I think it was Emery, but then he looked apart. I think it might have been
the game. Get a lot of goals. He didn't get a lot of goals from the middle.
No, he didn't. But maybe that's a thing where because the one thing that I saw with him, he's got this realism where he can play like Jesus and Eddie, where he puts pressure on the defenders. He's always just running. His pressing is nuts. That's a thing for the future. Who knows, you know?
His pressing is crazy. But I mean, we're about to get onto the number 9. But at the moment, Eddie's doing his job up top.
Facts. I love the kid.
Man, like Eddie.
I think he's picked up a lot from Gabriel Jesus. Like, I think
Massively.
like because before I didn't used to see him dribble, but on the ball he's actually really good. Like he's Arsenal are cooking. I can't lie because he was definitely. Think about when we had Origi as our backup striker. Eddie Nketiah is better than Origi. Like he's way better than Origi. Like on the ball, he's good. I think the only thing with him is his finishing is not necessarily the best right now. But it's not bad.
Should have got a goal. Should have got a goal.
I think the finishing will come, but he's showing that again, whether it's at Arsenal or not, he's definitely showing that he's a mid-table or above Premier League striker.
Oh no, respect
before people used to say like lower end of Premier League, but he keeps working his way up where he's now his minimum bar is starting. Because remember, we're talking about starting. I'm saying
he'll get into United.
Yes. Right now,
he'll get into United as a starter because United.
Right now he would.
United
Get in Chelsea.
Martial.
I mean,
He'll get into Chelsea.
Havertz is just.
Do you know what? Sorry, Jeff, go on.
Go on, bro.
The thing that I like at the moment, about Arsenal fans that we're kind of seeing is that I remember when we did these play ratings and we used to say, Jay-Z didn't get a goal or assist, but we still give him a high score. We might give him a 7 because we won 3-0 or something. But it's always what you do off the ball. And Eddie provides so much. It's very similar to Jay-Z. I like the fact that we're not slaughtering him saying, but did he get a goal assist? He should have scored. Like, I like the fact that that's not the case anymore because there's so much more to football now where goals don't just come from your number 9. It does come from elsewhere, like Odegaard and fucking Saka scoring that fucking goal because Llloris decided to take a drink or two before a game. But I mean, I can't judge a man on what he does. It's really good to see that. You get what I'm saying? So it's positive.
Yeah, do you know?
Question, yeah.
Just on that note, sorry, Labs. Just on that note, Jalil. Just before we move on to something and that's what it is. It's not Arsenal's game to kind of have an out-and-out striker and just to find one person. Actually, they share the goals across the front three. Matter of fact, they share the goals across the midfield. You know what I'm trying to say? So if it's about how versatile and dynamic you can be to fit into this system that Arteta's set up right now, because as long as you can slot into the system, goals will come. And I think that's what he wants is goals collectively, because if you have goals collectively, it's going to amount to a large amount regardless. Yeah. So it's not even a worry about Eddie having to score week in, week out. And I think it's kind of different with Jesus because of all the talk that was going on before he came to Arsenal. Can he be an out-and-out number 9? He's only scored this for City and so forth like that. But now we actually see the style that Arsenal have adapted onto their play. We kind of see where it's going. And we know that if anyone can fit that system, there's going to be goals regardless of who it is.
Facts.
100%. Let me read out some of the comments. Got 9 people in the building. Smash the likes. People, Score 7 saying, to be honest, I don't think Mudryk gets in over Martinelli. Like bidding 95 million for a guy that scored 9 goals in 4 years is criminal from Edu. He's a good player, but spend that on Gnabry or Sane or Leao. 100%. I would have taken Sane. I think Sane is playing too well now for Bayern, but I'd have taken him and he would have been cheaper as well.
Bro, listen. Every time I hear someone speak about Mudryk, his goal tally is going down. Every time someone speaks, opens his mouth.
Yeah, no, that's
it was 11, then it was 10, it was 9.
Goals. Now it's 9. Next thing you know, it's 6. Then it's 0. Yeah, man. I don't know.
Dan James.
Mudryk is similar to Dan James here in Jamaica. We call him Fast and Full. Damn. Hey, listen. Dan James, mad comparison. God damn. That's.
It was all good just a week ago, boy.
Wow.
Have you not touched on it yet?
Not yet.
We were going to. Just one sec. MP saying, my guys, big up MP in the building. Big up MP. Eddie has an elite mentality as well. I mean, Eddie's another one who's held his fair share of corn. We were all, maybe apart from Jalil, we were all happy to let him go for the summer for free. I know I was. I ain't taking that back. I was happy in the summer to let him go for free. But again, he's proven me wrong for sure. So that's
think-
have to give someone credit.
I think I didn't want him to go still.
Yeah, I don't think. I think. I don't think.
Everyone changed their mind.
No, do you know what it is? I remember. I don't think we all wanted him to go. I think what we all said was that Jesus is very similar to Eddie. So when you come on, it's like for like. Whereas I think some of us said that we will keep Eddie because obviously we've got cup games and that. But what we wanted was another striker. So I don't think anyone said get rid of him because that'd be silly when we're in so many competitions and we're trying to get Champions League.
Yeah, I think for Arsenal,
sign someone else.
Yeah, someone else more on top of that. Like we were saying that we could do with another forward as well. You know,
that's what I was saying.
That's what we were saying.
Basically, you guys wanted the money. You wanted the money so you could invest it in other places. Did you guys?
Yeah, basically. What are you man saying? Would you still take Pedro Neto?
Of course.
Yes.
See, so I mentioned him the other day, and you was like, "Yeah, but he's injured and stuff, isn't it? Is he fixed it, or is it long-term injury?"
He's out till like February. And this is his second one in a year and a half. So on ability, yes, Neto's cold.
You only need him as a backup, though.
And he's not just a back. Was even Mudryk. I don't think he was coming in to be a starter. He was coming in to play a lot of the games, but just to be a rotation, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think.
But Mudryk plays in Martinelli's position. Neto plays in Saka's position now.
Yeah, but
Mudryk
has played central as well.
Neto can play left.
Yeah.
Okay.
Neto can actually play left. MP saying, "Where's my boy, the Croydon KDB?" Yeah, I don't know what's. Yeah, MP.
Where is that guy?
He's on his way, man.
Odegaard.
Yeah, I don't know what's good.
Croydon KDB. Who's that?
Yeah, that's.
Oh, Smith Rowe.
Yeah, Emil.
Oh wow.
Big up Ola in the building saying, "How long have I been telling guys about Odegaard?" To be fair to you, Ola,
He did shout it.
And your brother Lamps, YouTube was screaming out Odegaard. You've been screaming out Odegaard in the chat for at least 2 years.
You know
so
why?
Big up you, man. Still,
you know why? Football manager. I'm telling you, when you play football manager, you know, when he was 15, he was a wonder kid. You know that, but Odegaard's the guy.
Score 7 saying the Mudryk agenda has started. I dare him to drop a stinker. Yeah.
They're honest. They're honest though. I like it. They're honest.
They're honest. I mean, but Gillo, I know you gotta go in a couple minutes, so I'll ask you a last question. I think we'll probably touch on the Mudryk thing at the end, but I just wanted to talk about the United City game quickly, because obviously that first goal, United's equalizer. I still stand by the fact that I think it's scandalous that got given. What do you think about that decision for it to count? Right or wrong decision? Honest perspective.
First of all, I just want to big up Jack Grealish for getting a header because I was watching a game and a lot of fans were cussing him. How's this guy this much money? Oh, he's coming up as a super sub. He ain't gonna do nothing. It's the header. I don't know who he beat in the air, but I ain't being funny. No one smaller than me is beating me in the header, bro. I'll tell you that for free. But yeah, when it comes to the Rashford one.
Yeah, there was a Bruno Fernandes one.
No, but is it the one when Rashford ran across the
ball?
ball?
Rashford was offside, yeah.
So the rules was read out that he has to be interfering it, not with play, but not with players. Apparently, it's got to be the goalkeeper. Apparently, so he's got to be involved. I don't know. I've heard so many different takes as to why it shouldn't be a goal. But I've also heard so many takes as to why it should be a goal. Me personally, a goal's a goal, bro. And if the ref ain't gonna rule it out, they make mistakes. We all make mistakes in life. Got to let it go. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't know here and there because the rules are just keep flipping all the time. There's always new rules putting about offside. There's always new rules about a foul inside, outside the box. There's so many different stuff. Until they get consistent, there's not much I can say about it, man. Unfortunately.
Yeah, they actually messed up the offside rule. To be honest.
Look, I'll be honest with you, yeah.
It needs to be.
I don't know in what world that is not an offside.
Guys, I've got to bounce, but I'm going to be watching you guys, yeah? I'm going to be in the comments chatting.
Love my guys. Bro, have a good game.
Love, Jay.
I'll try. Love my guys.
A bit. But yeah, Rashi was saying?
Yeah, I don't know in what world that's not offside. As from what I know, the offside rule is if your starting position is behind the defense and you touch the ball after the ball's been played, or if you are interfering with play whatsoever, then it's an offside. He is clearly interfering with play in every way possible, and this is how. Not only have I spoken to like many people and they got exactly the same opinion. But on Sunday, when I went to go watch my niece play the game, I spoke to the officials and I said, "Yo, let's have a quick word." I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "So did you watch the Manchester derby?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Thoughts?" And straight away, all they all said was offside. There's no way that it's not offside. And if this happened today in the game and the linesman didn't put his flag up, I would have gone to him and said, "Oi, put your flag up. It's offside. It's offside. There's no way, shape, around it." Do you know what I mean? There's some dodgy stuff going on for United this season, but hey, let them live in it.
I mean, the thing is, obviously, all this United stuff, and I don't know if there's been a few other dodgy decisions. I've heard there has been, but obviously, I've heard Howard Webb has taken over the refereeing thing or something, and we know Howard Webb won United 1 or 2 leagues in the past.
Listen, since Howard Webb retired, United ain't won a league.
Now, real talk, I'm sure in 2009 Liverpool would have won the league if it wasn't for Howard Webb. I'm not even lying. Like there was one week against Spurs, they were losing 2-0 at home, comfortable, and then Carrick goes through. The keeper just gets the ball cleanly, and Howard Webb goes penalty.
Yeah,
I'm like shit.
I don't mess up Howard's money. Listen.
Yeah, no, and that's it got so bad. Even Benitez started snapping, and then once he started snapping, like yeah, man. Like, but yeah, obviously for me, Akanji steps up to play Rashford offside. And then Rashford actually continues to run literally right next to the ball. Walker's confused because he's behind Bruno while he's thinking, okay, but Akanji's nearer to Rashford, so I'm going to just show. Edison's like, okay, who's going for this ball? Because like I'm telling you, if Rashford's not there, Walker's just going to clamp Bruno from behind.
No, but this one is, if Rashford ain't there, Edison's coming out of the box and clearing that anyway.
Yeah, Edison
waiting for it to come to the edge and picking it up anyway.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's
like,
just
either way, it wouldn't have got to Bruno.
It wouldn't have got there.
Like, but even if let's even say even if it did get to Bruno, Edison would have prepared himself for that shot.
Yes.
He would have kind of had time to position himself for a shot. Yeah, but he didn't have the time to do that because he's thinking, yeah, who's gonna touch this ball? What's going on?
Like 3 players would have got to it before Bruno if Rashford weren't there. Yeah. All 3 of them would have got to the ball before him.
100%, man. It's just like all I said here, scandalous. But hey, as a lot of Arsenal fans said, hey, it's a running theme. At least United done us a favor. Hey,
no, you man needed a draw, not a United.
All right, Labs. Let's be honest, Labs. Let's be honest. United in the tower is. Come on, man. Let's.
Listen, you never know, man. Listen, I don't think they are, but United are looking good. They are looking good. We can't take that away from them. And listen, with this workhorse guy, listen, he can get goals with it. So
I mean, he could. He might. He's probably going to start against us.
No, I'm not going to lie. I don't understand that side of you. There. I'm just workhorse. I say that's the guy.
Workhorse.
Did Messi call him a cow? That's the guy Messi was like, go over there, you fool.
Yeah. Messi was arguing with my man.
Messi told him to move, man. I saw it was like, I was only coming to get a handshake.
It's too mad still. Score 7 saying hopefully we get some signings in time for Man United. I don't think so. Big up MJ Green in the building saying Man United VAR on the payroll. Hey, MJ. Everyone has them at one time, man. United never get VAR against them. Oh, I think you're talking about that Martinelli goal in the season. Yeah, okay. Bit of fun up in the building saying, hello, beautiful people. Why does Jeff look like he's about to fall asleep? Oh, fine, you're just on smoke these days.
Always on smoke.
Hello to you too.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
What VAR was it? Decision was it that United got? It was in the Champions League. I think it's the craziest one I've actually ever seen. It was against PSG, the Kimpembe handball.
Oh,
Yeah,
that one.
that was wild.
Nothing about that made sense. Nothing about that made sense. Nah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's crazy.
That one was pretty wild, but yeah. That Rashford goal is so similar to the one we scored against Chelsea in the FA Cup final. Ramsey was offside but didn't touch the ball, and then Sanchez kicked it in the goal.
Different. It is slightly different, but it is. I understand where it's coming
Yeah, I
from, but
think
it's
it's
slightly
different.
different.
It's
because
slightly different. If you
they were both actually through and going for
Yeah.
it, and then Ramsey
Yeah,
swept in it,
stop that. Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
Sanchez tapped it in. So it was slightly different.
Falak saying, "Hey John, I just came in. You're already trashing United. Hey, you're late. I didn't start the show like this. You know what I'm saying? I didn't start the show like this.
Guys, Casemiro Partey.
We're gonna touch on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about that. People will laugh, but Weghorst in the Bundesliga was always up there for Golden Boot, always scoring double figures. He's dangerous.
Who is up there for Bundesliga Golden Boot?
We have them next at the Emirates, so let's pray we beat them.
Yeah.
What do we reckon? Yeah. Well, hey, it's gonna be
The Emirates
wait. United Arsenal next.
Yep.
Next Sunday, 4:30.
That's gonna be a fiery game, you know. I can't
man.
I don't even know what's gonna happen in that.
I was actually gonna get ticket to that game still.
That's a mad game. Hey, the crowd was mad, you know.
Yeah, and then I saw the price. I was like, yeah, man.
Apparently it's impossible.
Subscriptions on my
apparently it's impossible to get Arsenal tickets now. Like apparently, like no one could get them. Like it's like a crazy thing to get right now.
What was that?
Yeah,
Arsenal tickets. So apparently, no one can get Arsenal tickets. Like it's hard to get. Like you can't.
Well, I can. So if anyone wants any tickets to go watch Man United, also come holler at me directly, and I'll put you onto. You know, I'm trying to say I'll just take a little drink on top.
Yeah. United are hyped up after some dodgy points. They will be humbled next week, surely. Listen, thank us for beating City. Okay, stop hating. No, 100%. You know what I'm saying? Big up for getting the job done, innit? And we beat Man United. We put their title charge to bed. Like I said, I don't believe in them as a title challenger, but I agree. If we do beat them, then yeah.
Do you know what it is, John? United, you know what it is that United have got a habit of stumbling into a good position.
Yeah, which I feel like they kind of done that in this case a little bit.
They do that a lot, and look, like we've blinked and they're behind City. How? We don't know.
Yeah,
it's just happened, and that's happened before. That we blinked and they finished in second. How? Under the PE teacher with the style of play that they were doing, we don't know. It just happened.
PE teacher.
You know what I'm trying to say. So United got it in them to get a little cheeky result.
Let's talk about that question that Lamps just asked, because to be fair, Lamps, me, Rash, and Jeff actually covered that on Friday. So I'd actually like to know your thoughts to see how they differ from our three. So we did a Casemiro, Rodri, and Partey start, bench, sell. How would you do it?
Start, bench, sell. Start Partey, then Rodri, sell Casemiro.
Oh, you think Casemiro's the worst of the three, yeah?
I think Casemiro is a bad player.
Bad
player. I don't respect Casemiro. No, like listen, Casemiro against Man City was having a bad game. If Man United didn't win that game, no one would be talking about this guy saying, "Oh, he was good in the midfield. Everything was pretty."
No, Fred was better than Casemiro against Man City.
Yeah, Casemiro is a bad player. Like I just think it's just one of those things where because he has that reputation, because he's played around the best players and he's been in the teams where the best players have won things, then he's getting the credit. He's getting credit. But for me, Casemiro is just nothing but like a tackler. Like he's Wan-Bissaka in the middle of the pitch that could pass a little bit more. But I think he's bad. I've never seen anything about Casemiro. Has never wowed me. Like never.
Okay.
Like, head of it. And this is yeah. Go on.
I was just gonna say, hear me out. Before Casemiro came to United,
yeah,
I used to say he's being carried by Modric, Kroos, and all these men.
I said that as well. I
can't lie. He showed me something since he's come to United. I'm like, yo, I slept on your technical.
But you know the saying, like a king amongst villagers. That's what it is. He's a king amongst villagers. Come on, who's next to him? What midfield is next to him? Who's even in Man United? I don't even remember. Who's
saying? The one-eyed man is king in the land of the blind.
Like that's not for real. That's what it is. Like
I like that one.
because who is in
I like that
United?
one.
Who's in United's midfield?
To be fair,
Like-
Ericsson can play on
Yeah,
the
but
ball.
come on now, innit? Come on.
Yeah, he's not Modric.
Eriksen,
He's not
yeah,
Modric. He's not
like,
Modric Chris. Yeah, I
listen,
hate that.
Ericsson's a very good player, but like, yeah, man, come on, man.
So you think he's a bad player?
I think he's bad. I think certain players.
What? Hold on.
Yeah.
What? Is that where
That's
we're
what I'm
going
saying.
with this?
Words mean
Bad.
things.
Okay,
You didn't say.
okay.
No,
"Oh,
we're
no,
going
no,
with
no."
this.
You know what?
Bad.
Jeff,
Bad.
you know what? I'm glad you done that. Okay, let's just throw out some other names then. So Partey and Rodri, Clear Casemiro, yeah?
Mhm.
Okay, what about let me just throw another name. I don't think he's with these guys. Declan Rice or Casemiro.
Declan Rice is another player who's bad as well.
But who would you take?
Bad as well.
I hear how he uses bad. You just say bad.
No, but who would you take? Who would you take?
Who would I take? Casemiro.
You can say neither if you want.
Neither. Nah, yeah, I've been both
You
of them.
take
man.
neither.
Yeah,
Okay,
man.
Fabinho or Casemiro.
Fabinho. But in terms
Even
of form right now, but no, right now, no. Right now, Casemiro.
Okay.
Fabinho's in the bin.
What about Hendo or Casemiro?
Hendo's in the bin with Casemiro and with Declan Rice. Imagine a midfield of Declan Rice, Henderson, and Casemiro. You think I'll watch football? God forbid. What is that? Come on, man. Like people, nah. This Casemiro thing is ridiculous. I don't know where it's come from. I really don't know where it's come from. Casemiro is no way. Modric and Cruz have held this guy up for years. That's one thing I hate about Real Madrid. They have a knack for holding up bums. There's been a couple bums that have been held up in that Real Madrid team for years. I'm sick of it, man.
So we've
man.
gone all the way to bum for Casemiro now.
Hey, listen,
I understand how he uses bad. He uses bad in the group chat way. Everything's bad.
Look.
Nah,
I'm
Casemiro's
just going to call a spade a spade. Lamps is a hurt Liverpool player right about now.
I don't like no, but
That's all I can hear. That's all I can hear.
I've always had a problem with Casemiro as a football player because I think players like him, they play with the best players in the world, and because they're playing with the best players in the world, it's easy sometimes to put them up there as that guy. Casemiro is not like Fernandinho when City were on top. Fernandinho, you actually saw what he did on the pitch.
So you haven't seen him make a difference to United squad and gameplay?
I see United's system has made a difference to their gameplay, and Casemiro, because he is there, has benefited.
What if McTominay was there instead of him?
Yeah, exactly.
It will be the same thing. In fact,
no.
We can't.
I love it, bro. I love it.
I just don't know what Casemiro has done. Real Madrid has done this for years. Real Madrid have done this for years where they've had players in their team that were below par, but because the team is so good.
All right, honest question.
Okay.
Honest question.
Mm-hmm.
Have you actually been watching like a full United game? Have you done that?
Yeah, I've watched full United, but I've been watching full Real Madrid games. So it's like
I know, but it's different because we even got a different opinion on Real Madrid Casemiro to Manchester United. We even mentioned it last week. Amongst the other guys, he just looked bang average. But what it did, it showed how sick they are.
Yes.
The fact that he can come to the Premier League and look so good and make him look bang average over in Spain. So what I mean is that, okay, I can't compare. I can't look at Real Madrid Casemiro because not only was he not rubbish, he just wasn't up to par with the other guys. But now he's here in the UK. He's playing for Manchester United. He is miles above any of their previous best players in the current squad. Yeah. When he came in, he's become the best player in that whole squad.
Are you saying he's miles above Christian Eriksen? Because he's not.
He's better than Christian Eriksen.
Oh wait! Oh my God!
He's better than him. I don't know if he's miles above, but he's better than him.
I agree.
He's not better than him.
I mean, again, different. Now we're talking about different players in it. Let me read out some of the comments. I want to finish this convo because this is actually good. There's quite a few comments on this. Score 7 saying Partey is better technically than Casemiro, better pass with the ball, but Casemiro is a better destroyer for me. If we win the midfield battle against United, I'm confident we'll beat them. MP saying he's smoking. I'm guessing he's talking about Lamps. Falak saying, what? Sorry, new person. I don't know your name, but what? No respect for Casemiro. Hey, Lamps is truly back for real.
I don't listen.
Here he is.
We got the man in the building saying this is like the Arsenal show. Everyone was gassed about Arsenal winning, but no good word to say about United winning. Shake my head. Hey,
We'll
bro,
get
I
to
can't lie.
They play counter-attack football in their home ground. Why are we talking like they've done some madness?
Well, you know what? We should give them
Like,
credit for being City,
on.
but we did
It's
have
not
to
an offside, an
Well,
offside goal and counter-attack football in your home ground. Why are we respecting?
Llams is a
Hey, you have to play to
different
your
guy.
strengths, isn't it?
Bro, he's
What
a
strength?
Liverpool fan. He's
He's
not
just
giving
saying
Man United an
anything.
inch, and
I'm,
he's
not, I'm just
saying.
saying, I just can't, like, United, like, they have been, they have improved. They have been.
His name's
He's named you new person.
Nah,
Please spell your name, please.
nah, man. My name is We Love Qatar. That's what I'm saying. We love Qatar.
Casemiro took his girl.
I mean, love lads, love controversial lads, yeah.
Llams
What's
is
going on, smoke?
crazy. I've got a question for you too, but I'm gonna wait. Like I've been waiting.
Yeah, let me just read out the last couple of comments. Score 7 saying Casemiro or Tchouaméni.
Come on, man. What's going on? Time to teach you whatever it is.
I think it's probably Casemiro, man. I can't lie, bro.
Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this?
Wait, now that's me scared now.
You
Like,
you know who Casemiro looks like? Oh my days.
Yeah,
Who's seen I don't know if it's English. Tintin.
yeah,
Tintin,
Yeah.
you seen it?
Yeah.
Same
I think,
eyebrows.
I think he looks like him. Like they've got
That's the
like
Ronaldo look.
Tintin. Yeah.
Him and Ronaldo got the eyebrows.
Falak saying, I'm sorry, but after the shambles our last game against City, we played well. Yeah, no, 100%. And I think Amir is right too to call that out 100%. Like Ten Hag's made huge strides. And we spoke about on Friday what he's done to the mentality of Man United is fantastic.
Oh, come on, man.
Well, they're a different team,
Come
and
on,
to reawaken Rashford. Rashford hasn't gradually, but just started to get better and better and better. He just came back and he's good again.
Ten Hag is doing what all the other United managers did, right? He's playing towards United's strengths because he knows United. He's taken on a task that's too big for him. You need to remember, Ten Hag, when he was at Ajax, never played like a coward. They were attacking every team, left, right, regardless of who came in front of them. I remember when they was giving a speech once they won the league, and De Ligt took the mic and he was like, "This is Johan Cruyff football. We do not defend. We go forward and we attack always." If you look at what Ten Hag was doing for them and compare it to what he's doing for United, he's coming to the team and he's realized, nah, these guys aren't really.
You know what, Lamps? You're right, but you know the only reason why.
He's not.
The only reason why I might give him the benefit of the doubt is because if you remember when Arteta started for the first 2 years, there were people calling him Mikel Simeone because the best games were actually whenever we sat back and parked the bus. But now we can see that he was just looking at the bums we had, the Mustafis and that, and saying, if I try and attack with these man, we're gonna get smoked.
Question: you think for Ajax here, you think Ten Hag was signing players like Casemiro? You think
but look what I think he could. League Ajax is in. He doesn't.
No. They had Frankie De Jong, and they had my man. What's his name? The guy that he's a bum now, but then he was good.
It's a different era.
Long guy. The
Van der Beek.
Van der Beek.
Yeah.
And then they had Tadic. There was no defensive destroyer in their team.
They were playing teams in Holland.
No, because when they came to the Champions League, they were on the same smoke. Furthermore, the Champions League is what made everyone realize them. The Champions League is what made everyone realize this guy's a good manager because he's fearless. The way they're playing against these other teams, they don't care. They really don't care. But now, he ain't looking fearless. You're on your home ground doing counterattacks.
I get it, but in the Champions League, how far did they get?
Really far. They got robbed last minute. They got robbed literally last minute. Yeah, they got robbed last minute. Yeah, they got very far. They were going to be.
They were literally 1 second away from making the final, but still, that was
1 second. Yeah.
But regardless, okay, wait, hold on. So, Lams, who do you think's better, Kante or Casemiro?
What kind of mad questions are we asking right now? Kante. Are you talking about this Kante or Kante in form?
Not prime Kante. Well, even then, prime Kante. Prime Kante, yeah.
Do you know how disrespectful this question is?
I think prime Kante is better than Casemiro.
How can prime Kante even be in the same sentence as Casemiro?
No, but you see there's a difference.
Casemiro.
Yeah.
Rash, you see there's a difference. Look how you said it. You politely said into the mic, I think Frank is better. Lamps is saying this is not a
No.
conversation. Lamps is saying these are like
Oh,
John, there's plenty of clips to choose from here.
I'll be real with you. I'll be real with you. You know who
John,
Casemiro is?
you should cut like 12 different clips of Lamps just
You know who
slating
Casemiro
United.
is? Casemiro is a Brazilian Lee Catamol. He's a Brazilian Lyric Canner. He's them kind of guys, Lyric Canner, Paulson. He's them kind of guys. They're there to fight.
no,
He's a Brazilian.
Animal, you know.
He's great at this.
They're not
He's great
not
at
there
this,
to
man.
play football. They're there to fight. He's an intimidating player. He's also a baller.
In Madrid, he was that. He's not that at United. That's what we know.
But
That's what we were saying the
No,
same
no,
things.
Brazil,
No,
even
but-
look at what
No,
happened
but-
how he played for Brazil at the World Cup, bro. He was slicing teams up, bro.
Yeah. And they went out in it, but it's not like listen. It's like that king dog at a stage for Liverpool was Henry, so it doesn't matter when you're. It's easy to be a king amongst villagers. This guy's a king amongst villagers. Like I remember when John Flanagan was performing for Liverpool, we was calling him Cafu. Come on, man.
Oh, come on, man. Come
No,
on. man.
Labs. Look at the names
No,
we're bringing up, though. Like,
John Flanagan.
And no. The funny thing is that he's picking up these
Bro, you
names,
gotta
yeah,
chill
and
out.
compared it to Casemiro, yeah, but then saying that he's a king amongst villagers in United, where they have Ericsson and they have Bruno,
Ericsson
and they
is
have
heavily
these other players. Who's the villager in
Eric-
which
wait,
villagers are you
Ericsson is
talking
what?
about United?
If we're being real though, if we're being
Who's the
real,
villager?
Ericsson's not the same player he was. Like
He's not.
his
No,
style
he's
of
not.
football is different now. Like Ericsson was more attacking back then.
Mhm.
His style of football was very different. So yeah, understandably as well.
But
yeah,
that doesn't take away from the quality the player brings, and he's also been one of the better signings this year. No,
not really. No, I think it's been a few games he's been okay, and then people have just lost their heads because they love to lose
Right.
it. No, but listen, before the Man City game, who did he play well against? What team was it?
Hey, listen, if I
You
ever
know-
make 10 million,
Arsenal?
Lamps.
No. It was one of them low league teams. I think it was.
Bournemouth.
Yeah, Bournemouth. I think it was dominating the game against Bournemouth. I'll dominate the game against Bournemouth. I'll score a hat trick against Bournemouth. I would have heard
Alright.
that nonsense.
I just want to clearly ask some questions. So Casemiro, you think is bad?
Bad.
Declan Rice, you think is a bad player?
If
and
Declan
you-
Rice was French and his name was Llloris, no one would be talking about him. I promise you this. I can put this on my life, bro. I promise you this. Because he's English and has grit and heart, people talk about him. If his name was Llloris and he was from France,
No.
what
Where has
talking about him?
Lamps been all this time? Where has he
No,
been?
no.
Where's he been? Where's he been all this time?
You can't tell me.
Llloris.
No, but listen, you can't tell me if Declan Rice was French, people would be talking about Declan Rice.
No, of course they wouldn't.
No, but
You're
you
right,
said
no,
you're
you're right.
using the word bad.
He's bad. No,
That's the
listen,
only thing I'm addressing.
no,
Nothing
wait,
else.
it's like,
Wait,
you know what?
wait, Lamps. Rice or Guendouzi?
Guendouzi, 100%. I like players that can actually play football. Innit?
Do you know what I like, Lamps?
Okay, so now we're understanding why you don't like these players now. So
At least you are. You're consistent. So so would you take Guendouzi over Casemiro?
Listen, let me tell you what they need to do. Get Declan Rice. Get Jordan Henderson. Yeah. Get, what's his name? Casemiro. What other strikers? What strikers could get in this team? Get Mitrovic. Get him centre forward. Take them to get Diego Simeone. Build a completely different team of anti-football fighters. Get Pinto. Get Pinto from Barcelona, the old Pinto with the cane rolls. Get him. Put him in goal. Make use of him. A team full of fighters, just anti-football. I don't care. What, these guys are bums. These guys are bums. Get all the games now, man.
Well, someone already anti-football. That's Tottenham, but that is
Yeah,
not.
it costs me.
I just want to
You
say
know
this:
what?
the views of Lamps have nothing to do with real ball talk. This is him and him alone. Don't put me with you. This is you and you alone.
You know what I should have? I can't lie. What I should have done for this, and I should have made Lamps like the focus.
Yes.
Yeah, this is.
You should have put him in the middle and us down the side.
Oh, what happened to him?
Like literally, yeah. Like literally, I should have done something like this and then just put Lamps in here.
What happened to
No,
Lamps?
I think he's freezing. Right,
Lamps'
maybe
Wi-Fi said, "No, you're doing too much, man."
yeah, no,
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him, man.
This is scary. Let me read
He
out.
said a
One of the people in the comments might have got to him.
Yeah.
He said,
Amir
"Cut this
said he sounds like he's been hurt by his team.
guy."
Balak said, yeah, but look at what he's done for United. They play as a team. They play better than they were before. And listen, you person, you're a Liverpool fan and your opinion is not valid.
United Liverpool beef.
A broken heart. I missed Jalil.
Got a bar for Jalil back. That's special.
No, it's mad. Score 7 said Prime Kante is top 15 midfielder ever in the Premier League. He's nowhere near Patrick Vieira, who to me is the greatest midfielder to ever grace the Premier League.
Okay.
Did we do that topic? I thought that we might have done.
We have done that topic. We've done legend world class thing with midfielders, I think.
Not Premier League though.
We definitely did it with midfielders. I don't think Jeff was on that one. Jeff did the strikers one for that one.
I don't think we did all-time Premier League one, so did we?
No, I don't think we did. No.
That's a good one.
How's Gakpo doing, by the way? I swear I haven't heard of him since the World Cup.
Oh, I saw him playing a horrible game the other day. What did he do? Come on a sub?
No, he started. He started.
What? He started?
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
bad.
I didn't notice him until he had that chance, and that was it.
You said you can slap Christian Romero in there or in Lamps' team. Yeah, that's a mad team.
Oh,
man.
we know who removed Lamps. It's the next comment.
Yeah.
I like now take him off.
And now he's gone.
His laptop died. Yeah, don't worry, my guys. It's calm. Oh shit.
He's back.
He might be back.
Hey, send the screen. Send the screen.
Yeah, man. Casemiro came and slide tap on my internet connection. Yeah, man, we're back.
Hey, this is wild.
Yeah,
now, actually, I want to hear your other list of bad. Like, who else is in your bad list?
Get Romero. Romero, put him in there, centre back. Put him in that anti-football team.
Oh, this is the anti-football team, yeah.
Yeah, he'll beat up a couple people. Put him in there.
What about Mings? Mings has got to be in there.
Oh yeah,
Tyrone. Yeah, Tyrone gets in there. Tyrone.
I actually have to put this team.
We have to do this because we're naming some good players for this team.
Yeah, I feel sorry for Mitrovic, man. He shouldn't be in this team.
Nah, Mitrovic
should be in this team. Man. Why is Casemiro in this team, man?
Nah, Mitrovic should be in this team, man. I just don't know who the left back would be, but no, you know what? Put Robertson in there as well, man. Put Robertson in there.
You don't like Robertson either?
He's becoming a bit too. I don't know. The dirty tactics. I can't remember what he did. I think he stepped on someone the other day. I can't remember who it was.
Yeah,
against Brighton.
Yeah, Traore. No, he hit Traore in the face.
Yeah.
That was a bit nasty still.
He's becoming a nasty player.
Stamped on his face.
Yeah,
it looked like it was. It looked like, I don't know if it was completely intentional, but I don't know.
I just think he could have done better.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No.
Listen,
agree,
and if you need a stadium, pick Millwall. Get the Millwall fans and West Ham fans. That team is mad.
I said
that team is crazy. No one's going there. No one is going there coming out alive.
Yeah. That's one of the wildest dissections of the word bad I've ever seen. This is insane.
John, here's the thing.
Covers a lot of John there.
But here's the thing, John. You don't like players that can't play football. So why do you like Casemiro?
Because he's actually shown me at United that he can.
He can play ball.
That's the only. Bro, Lamps, I didn't rate him like that before he went United. I was with you, not as far with you, but I was with you in the sense that I was like, yo, this guy's getting.
Are the comments rating Casemiro as well?
Huh? Yeah, everyone's rating Casemiro, bro.
Yeah. Oh my god!
I can't lie. Like, if I legit put this on TikTok, you might get smoked.
The sweet sport's done, you know. It's done. We're finished.
The what sport?
The sweet sport is done.
When did the sweet sport exist?
It's done. No, it's finished. It's finished. No, it's done. It's done.
There was Roy Keane that existed. You're talking about sweet sport.
No, but even Roy Keane had
Roy Keane was a cold player, but he also had a filthy side, which is needed in football. Like there's two ways to respect football. I like the football guy, like the pretty on the eye, aesthetically pleasing. I also like the guy who's willing to do whatever to make his team win. What Casemiro showed at Real Madrid is, okay, I'm not as technically good as these guys. I'm still technically decent. I'm sound. But these guys are elite.
Did you respect Gattuso?
Yes. What?
Why?
That's my guy. You crazy.
Why?
Gennaro Gattuso, of course,
Why though?
because he
'Cause
does
he-
what he needs to win a game. That's
I
why.
just think-
Casemiro was better on the ball than Gattuso, though.
yeah, like
That's not a
Gattuso
question.
was-
That's not a question.
what I'm
Gattuso
saying,
wasn't
like,
good on the ball.
Do you know what?
No.
I can't remember. I don't know what sport it is. Yeah, where they have it's called like enforcers. Yeah, no, that's it. It's the hockey, and they're only there to fight people. Like literally, only there to throw hands.
So,
That,
but you
that
know,
is what
there's
I-
more than
yeah.
one side of what you like. Like the same way I like a Hazard, like a John likes a Hazard. I also like a Salah. Those are two completely different players. Hazard is aesthetically pleasing. He can go past you at will. It's fantastic to watch. Salah can also go past you at will. He's not as technically sound, but the ball goes in the back of the net on a consistent basis. There's two ways to judge football. It's not just you're aesthetically pleasing. Like Casemiro might do the job that you don't like. All right, if you're in front, like we saw what he did to Messi, he bloodied his whole mouth.
That's not good. That's boxing.
But that's part of the game.
That's MMA. That's
part of the game.
At the same time, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
That's not.
You know what? I hear where Llyoris is
Lewis
coming from.
No,
I
because
hear
you know what?
No, but
You know what?
no, but hold on, wait. Look at what he used as a reference to why we should respect Casemiro as a football player.
No,
As
I
a
said
football
why
player.
I respect it. I
He
don't
said-
mind
okay,
what you respect.
Okay. Why he respects Casemiro? Because he made the greatest player in the world bleed.
That's one of my many
What we
reasons.
do-
I used
what
three
we
before
doing?
that.
What we?
Yeah,
Alright,
I was
Robertson.
gonna say.
I used three before
He's
that.
like three
But
before that.
Lucky
okay,
I'm on the
that
ball,
is-
bro.
I'm just saying that was a big. Like, I'm not respecting someone for making someone bleed. Like,
That's
sort of
you.
like-
Bro,
that's
if
what-
you're playing against me, man will tell you, you're playing against me and you think you're going to be pretty, I'll take you out. You'll go and cry to your mom. And that'll be it. Because that's what I need to do to
And
win
you know
that
what?
game.
And you know what, Jeff? You know what? That's the English mentality that's got England nothing.
That's
is the
not just
mentality
England,
right
though.
there. That's grit.
That's not just England.
What you
No,
mentioned there is
Italy
passion and
Italy
grit.
won a World Cup in
No, they didn't,
2006.
because Italy needed Pirlo to do that. They need class.
But they also
They
had
need
what?
Class.
They also had what?
No.
Both
It-
are
it-
necessary. That's my point.
No.
It's not
but
just
the
one.
No, but why do people act like the majority of the Italian team was not a classy team? Italy
Was
had
was
class.
Grosso classy?
What about when Greece
Oh my
won the
gosh.
Euros?
Was Materazzi
Well,
classy?
the Greece one, I can't remember that too well. I can't remember it.
Yeah, the Greece
see?
one was just yeah.
No,
Yeah,
you
might
see?
be, yeah.
It's
That was just all
No,
muscle.
that one you charge it in it. It's an
There's-
outlier. Charge it,
all
it's an
are
outlier.
necessary. That's my point. It's not just one style that because we like one style that it's only one style in football. All have to be respected. To
Who's
me.
better? Who's better on the ball? Jordan Henderson or Casemiro?
It ain't Jordan Henderson, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it's Casemiro, yeah.
I don't know, man. Well,
I'm tired of Jordan Henderson trying to be Jordan Thiago. Allow me.
I don't know, man. I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that's
Anyway, Hendo still needs to get reprimanded for that being racist to the Brazilians.
Ah,
Just threw that out
yeah.
He won't even.
yeah.
But
Put that back, man. Yo.
Oh, that was wild.
Hey, Liverpool need to go Brighton and get some players. I think it's time we start talking about Brighton. The Zerbi has taken it to a different level. This team recruitment is fantastic. Yeah, no, legit. I mean, I watched the whole game against Liverpool, and Liverpool were terrible. I'm not going to say they weren't, but Brighton were actually unbelievable.
Let's do it, bruv. Let's talk Liverpool Brighton. I'm ready for it.
We're not even going to mention United.
why are we
I mean, we
talking
did kind
about
of speak about them for 30 minutes, but ended up being
United did good, man.
in there.
It ended up being a Casemiro.
Listen, what did they want? A blue Peter badge. Well done, United. Congratulations.
Oh,
Yeah,
snap.
They won the derby. Well fought. Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Anything else, Jeff?
I was gonna say they played pretty decent. City.
No, don't want to hear that shit. No, joking.
Oh man, that's funny.
No, go on, sir.
Oh man, I was gonna say Shaw played well at centre back. I
He did.
thought he was gonna have like some real trouble, but he dealt with. Well, to be fair, City handicapped Haaland as it was, but he was very, very comfortable. But back there, he played very, very well. For United, all in all, didn't play bad. Like City, like we kind of touched on it already. Like their current inability to include a new game plan or like mix up the game plan is affecting them. Like Haaland had 19 touches, but he's their like main guy, like up front, and That's a problem because he had 19 touches, and it's kind of like when we mentioned the Lukaku thing last year when he had like 10. Partially it's your fault, but a lot of it is to do with your team. Why are none of you looking for the guy? Like, this guy is best when he's like in a foot race with somebody and you're playing passes that he can actually go after. He's not a ball playing striker. Never has been. He probably never will be. He might get better at it, but he never will be. So the likes, I even think Bernardo Silva has been subpar this season.
Yeah,
I think
he
hasn't been that good. Like, and he's like, it's got to the point where City look better when Grealish plays. Foden and Haaland, even earlier in the season, there were signs of it. Like, Foden just shoots and he won't necessarily, his first thought isn't look for the striker. Grealish is the opposite. He will look for Haaland, and then in turn, it makes it look a bit better. So it looked, apart from KDB, a lot of those players, like, they had many chances on the weekend to thread a pass to Haaland, and they'll just recycle it. And that's not always the way. You need to mix it up. So they need to find a way to incorporate both, because last season you won it not comfortably, but you won it without a striker, and you basically had not had a striker for 2 years. So you need to like get used to having a striker there and mix up your game. So where it can be a time where you're comfortable without Haaland being in the game, and then you can use him as an outlet, because if not, you're going to struggle in certain points.
No, facts. I think, I think 100% they do play better with Grealish. They're not finding Haaland quick enough. Whether it's a natural fit, at the moment it looks like he can get goals, but it might not necessarily help the team. I do think, even like you said, even about Bernardo, like Bernardo's just playing weird. Like, every time I see Bernardo now, it's like he gets the ball in the middle and he just dribbles it and then just turns back, and it's just like he's dribbling in circles, and it's a weird way. Like, it feels quite restricted how he's playing, and
agreed.
Yeah, there's just not the same fluidity in Man City. But like you said, we do have to give United credit. First half, I thought they were the better team. Should have gone in definitely 1-0 up. I think Rashford should have scored one of those chances. I think the first chance more. The second one, I think Eriksen should have played a little tiny bit more ahead, so he would have simplified Rashford's decision making there, one touch and finish. But regardless of that, they got the job done. And if they beat Palace on Wednesday, they go 6 points behind Arsenal, with a chance to make it 3 at the weekend. So you have to give them where they are.
Just want to touch on what Jeff mentioned about Luke Shaw as well.
Yes.
The decision for Ten Hag to put him in that position in the first place, to make him be the guy to. I mean, none of us probably thought Luke Shaw would actually be able to do anything against a Haaland. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But what a decision to make! Like, he's clearly been watching him closely in training. He's clearly seen improvements and seen that this guy is not just strong, but he's very versatile as well, and he can handle himself. And that's one thing that I can say, that even though Shaw was a crybaby for Mourinho, he's not a punk on the pitch. He can actually handle himself. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So,
yeah, on the pitch he's not a punk.
Yeah, he's not a punk at all. So putting him up against Haaland was a brilliant decision. And he's fast, he's strong, he's aggressive. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And he has got intelligence in the game now. He's actually been one of United's better players this season. You know what I mean? And so, like, well done to Ten Hag for making that decision, because I think that was a key decision in the game. Do you know what I mean? Because that just stopped their opposition threat. It made them have to, as you said, recycle a lot. Come forward, come back, go forward, pass back, go forward. That was the play of their system because of how United set up at the back. And as Amir said in the comments here, it says Haaland couldn't see past United's defense, and that's true. Yeah, he just couldn't get past it, and I think they just dealt with his threat so well, pushing the other forwards out wide, so they were ineffective in the center. It's a brilliant plan. It was well thought out. Well done, United, for sticking to a strategy and it paying off. Well done for Rashford for creeping out of the grave. Man thought you was dead out here. Congratulations. Nice to see you back.
No, facts. He's done well, and I love his new celebration. I can't lie. I think I said it the other day. I think his new celebration is cold. The way he just, I think it's
Welbs.
Oi. You know what I mean? Speaking of that guy, Welbs, hey, he's got a banger against Liverpool still. I can't even lie.
Want to get into it. I really want to get
That was
into
disrespectful, man.
It was disrespectful, but like, I mean, like Brighton against Liverpool, like the way they played, Caicedo in the middle. I know Liverpool have been linked with him. He's a really good player, Caicedo.
Chelsea too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Chelsea have been after everyone, but McAllister brilliant again. I think Pascal Gross basically played right back, and it worked. Like, and another guy who impressed me, the left back, the centre back they had, Colwell, the mixed brother.
Hey, Chelsea are on drugs.
Bro, what?
That's all I'm gonna say.
Chelsea.
Yeah.
He
You
should be
bought
playing.
Koulibaly. You bought 31-year-old Koulibaly who's over the hill, and you've got this young boy here, and you had to go Brighton to get some football. You're
Mhm.
And
mad.
the maddest thing is, Jeff, they just signed Badashile, who's a good defender, right? But Badashile is left-footed, very similar style. I'm just like, why are you signing Badashile for 35 M's when you got this guy coming back? Like,
Hey.
Congo is 19 or something.
This Bowley guy, yeah. You know why I know he's nuts? He sits in Twitter spaces.
No, he was literally there yesterday.
Like, bro.
No, he was actually in one yesterday.
You're the director or you're the owner, sorry.
He was
Brother, why
he was actually in a Twitter space yesterday with Chelsea fans.
I think he just listens to fans and goes to buy players. Because this is getting stupid.
Like, who do you guys want next or something?
Yeah, and like he comes back and goes to the who's Mudryk? I heard them talking about Mudryk. Who's Mudryk? Let's get him.
Can you buy him? Because you know, apparently they spoke to Mudryk in the week, and then Potter went and spoke to him directly and like convinced him to come. And then they doubled his wage and gave him an 8.5 years of slave deal.
All right, but that's another thing that I want, because I hope you get a chance to touch on it before the show goes.
Go on.
Show tonight about Mudryk. But I don't want to overshadow and skip over the Liverpool defeat like it's bird shit. Like, bruv, we need to talk about it.
Yeah, they got wrapped up.
Yeah, no, I think with Liverpool, I'm just gonna have to charge it, man. Like, there's gonna be more losses like this to come with it. It's not like you know it's gonna happen. When you're a Liverpool fan and you see the way Liverpool play now, you know what's gonna happen, innit? I think Liverpool's main thing for years has been the midfield and us outrunning teams, and a lot of that has come from the midfield. We need to think of the sort of midfielders we had. At a stage, we had Fabinho, Wijnaldum, and Henderson as midfielders. Not one of them could play a pass. So that was the style of play Klopp had. Energy. Who was more intense. Win the ball back. Press. We can't do that anymore. So because Liverpool can't do that anymore, they're going to lose games. Because it means players that are defensively not as good, so Trent Arnold, he will be exposed. Even guys like Kanate, very good player, but he's rash. He will be exposed more often. You see the way Arsenal play now, they win the ball back very quickly. You never really see them without the ball. They win the ball back very quickly whenever they lose it. So even players in the team that might not be the best defensively, as I said, Zinchenko, it doesn't matter because he's not even going to be tested, right? Mm-hmm. With the Liverpool team, every defender is going to be tested. And Van Dijk is getting tested. And people are starting to see, oh, hold on a minute. Never been dribbled past. Well, no, I'm going to give it a go. He looks like a player you can dribble past now, because before you might not have been able to dribble past Van Dijk because that's because Fabinho's coming. Yeah, like Fabinho's coming there. Like, it reminds me of, the video when Van Dijk was up against Messi and he was calling for help. And everyone was like, look at Van Dijk up against Messi.
Well, when he was playing for Celtic?
Yeah, no.
This is Liverpool Barca.
He was up against Messi and he was calling for help. But it was funny because he was actually like animated calling for help. And you never really see him do that. But that's just how Liverpool are, man. Like, the midfielders don't do their job anymore because they're not doing their job. That's the reason why the team's getting exposed.
I got a question for you as a Liverpool fan, yeah. Mm-hmm. How much do you attribute it to the owners not selling the club in time, or how much do you attribute it to Klopp making mistakes?
I think Klopp is a very loyal man. That's the problem. I think he's a very, 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 very loyal man. I think he's been loyal to players that he should not be loyal to. He was loyal to Lallana. He was loyal to He is loyal to Milner. He is loyal to Henderson. He is loyal to Fabinho, who's not doing so well. So Klopp is a loyal manager, and I think that's what the problem is. I actually don't think it's the owners. Yeah, you could say that. You could say it's the owners, but how much money are Brighton spending? And why is their midfield better than Liverpool? So it's got nothing to do with owners and money. It's all to do with you're not getting rid of the players at the right time, and you're too scared to try new things. You're very, very loyal, so you're going to go with what you know and what you've tried and what has worked for you in the past. But sometimes you need to actually just switch things up completely. You need to blow up and start again. And I think with that midfield, that is the problem. You trust everyone in there. Fabinho is always going to play regardless. Henderson will never be. You know, I watched the compilation. It's called Henderson Beefball. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Oh, man.
There was one play on Saturday where Henderson got the ball in the middle with time, and he just hoofed it without looking for a goal kick. And he's pointing at Salah and Gakpo saying, "Why are you not running?" And I'm just thinking, if I'm there, bro,
you got the vision of Ray Charles, bro. That's why.
Was I running?
You know with Jurgen Klopp, it takes like a big thing for him to not play a player. So, for example, right, Karius, what he did in the Champions League, that was the listen. If Karius can do that in the Champions League, best believe he'll be playing for Liverpool right now. Klopp is that type of manager. He's very loyal. I think he's got.
You're probably right.
I think Klopp's got a close bond with all of his players. Mm-hmm. Unlike like a perfect example would be. Remember when Mane came off the pitch and disrespected him?
Yeah, Old Trafford.
Compare what Klopp said. I respect it. As a man, I look up to it. He said, "Why is this a big issue when someone respects you 100 times or something like that, and they disrespect you once? You want to make it a big issue? It's not. It's unlike Mane to do this. So I'm gonna basically." He said, "Charge it. I know my player. That's my guy. I'm gonna ride for my guy. Charge it. In public, I'm not gonna violate him." Outside, like behind closed doors, we'll squabble, do whatever. But guys like Ten Hag, completely different. They would say, "Yeah, we're going to punish him. We're going to." I don't know. Arteta might say
they're going to send men to Germany to go get his mind right.
But
my man needed that though.
But he had to tell everyone as well, though. That's cold as ice. This boy has been hanging about in Kennington too long, but he's take his ass to Germany again.
But
don't get right, my boy.
But yeah, man, that's Liverpool. Klopp is just that sort of guy, man. So I don't even think it's the owner. I don't think it's the owners. I don't.
I think you're right, man. I big up Mus. I got Mus, man. Hope you're good, bro. Hope you're well. It's scary how Liverpool midfield dropped off in the space of one season.
They did.
From 92 last season to this.
I actually don't think it's just this season, man.
It's not this season, man. It's not. It was.
I think there were signs last year.
Yeah. No, there's some signs last year, and there were signs a year before that as well when we dropped off completely. But Thiago was just insane for the last 11 games, and we managed to scrape top 4 somehow. But yeah, man, there's been. Listen, I saw something that said in Thiago's prime years, playing alongside Henderson and Fabinho.
It's nasty work.
Klopp has committed war crimes. Klopp. Listen, all of them. I want all of them gone. Get Klopp, FSG, hit them with a Rico charge. They all need to go.
Rico?
They need a Rico charge.
I want the Rico.
For what they've done to Thiago, hit them with a Rico. Hit them all with a Rico. What they've done to Thiago, Imagine that. Your prime years, your Henderson.
You know what? I didn't even deep that. That's actually
Henderson.
true.
Filthy work, bro. Imagine I'm Thiago, the Thiago. I'm playing alongside Jordan Henderson. He just runs around and just tells me, "Hey."
Thiago's probably thinking, "I've got cousins in Brazil.
They
can do this job right now. What are we doing?
My dad's 58.
My dad's 58. My wife."
The funniest thing is I can actually picture him thinking that in his head,
You know Thiago is so
there's
humble.
little Julio.
Thiago's so humble. He scored against when he scored that volley, He did the
One of the best goals ever, by the way, for me.
Crazy. He did an interview afterwards, and he was in Oxlade-Chamberlain, and he said, "Yeah, I learned it from Oxlade-Chamberlain in training." Yeah,
No,
man.
you didn't.
Yeah.
No, sir. We're not buying that one, sir.
That's liberty.
No,
No,
sir.
you don't understand how liberty is.
I learned it.
Nah.
We've
There's
never
some
seen
players-
Oxlade do it, but he learned it from Oxlade.
I-
Come
I
on.
saw-
That is liberties,
No,
bro.
no,
He's throwing
no,
bare
the-
shade, bro, on his
So-
companions.
That's no key throwing shade at your own teammate, you know, because you know no one believes you.
Someone
100.
put a video, and it was Henderson
Oh, man.
shouting at Thiago. And someone said, "Can you imagine? Can you imagine
That bro,
Thiago,
bro,
Henderson?"
Henderson is actually taking the piss because he tries the Thiago passes and he tries the Trent passes. Sometimes I look at him like, brother, do you realize who you are? Like, you're lucky to have won a Champions League.
This is everything
Came from
bad.
Sunderland.
No, this
Look
is
in the mirror.
this is everything bad about the country. Of one like Henderson,
He's a club captain.
go running
Bro,
down to Thiago.
bro,
No.
big Henderson,
No.
bro, Bellingham was bench. Henderson played. What?
No.
You must
It's
be
criminal.
mad.
It's criminal, man. But
Goodness
hey,
me.
man, like you said,
Henderson, even in the World Cup, Henderson was chilling next to Bellingham, like, yeah, I'm the OG and I'm showing the young way how
Are
to
you mad?
move. Move
Come on,
away
sir.
from him.
Do you
Move
know?
away.
Nah, he's actually so lucky. Like, shout out to Henderson, man. You've overachieved in your.
When-
No one in Sunderland thought you were gonna be this.
It reminds me of when Thiago first joined Liverpool, and obviously it was during COVID. Someone saw a picture of Thiago next to Adrian, and they said, "I'm calling the police." They said, "I'm calling the police." Why is Adrian so close?
man.
Oh, my
I'm
God.
gonna get your bin juice on me, bro. Don't touch me.
It was something. Someone said, "Is he breaking COVID rules?" I'm calling the police. Get away from him now. Oh my
Hey,
God.
Oh,
it's
Oh,
peak
my
for
God.
Thiago, you know. But like,
Oh,
hey,
Liberties.
don't worry,
Yeah.
Thiago. We're gonna
Everyone-
remember you
everyone
for who
talks
you are,
about-
man.
Everyone talks about check up on that person about me cutting through it. Check up on Thiago. He's going mad. He's got his
Bro.
wife getting onto him. Everyone's getting onto him.
That is
No.
all
mad.
the ability in the world, and I've got Jordan Henderson's bin juice all on my arm.
No.
You know what makes
Listen.
football? What makes football a sick sport is that when people look back at this time, they will say, "Yeah, man." It's when Klopp tried to transition to a more footballing style by bringing in Thiago that Liverpool went down.
Yeah.
Here. When that is
And-
not the real, Thiago's nothing to do with why Liverpool.
Nothing to do with this.
Nothing at all. Like
It's like
ridiculous.
Thiago's come to England to be disrespected. People are saying, how many thumbs ups has he put up in this
Oh
game?
man, I remember that.
You have guys like, what's this guy called?
Curtis
Haman.
Jones.
Coming up saying that Thiago doesn't. Haman, you.
Come on, Didi,
You
man.
wanted to come on, man. You're
Come
not
on,
even
sir.
levels.
He's a mad hater though.
Yeah, you're not levels.
He
Like,
said
you
some
talk
wild
about
stuff.
Thiago
You
like
don't
that,
play.
bro.
Wild stuff,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, levels like
You
that.
don't play
bro.
games. Yeah,
But yeah, you know what?
man.
Let's just quickly spend literally just 5 minutes just talking about this Mudryk thing. Because I know Rashford.
Yeah, I just wanted to before we do that, I just wanted to say shout out to Sonny March, shout out to that boy Wells. That's what I'm saying.
Goals.
No,
Shout out to Matoma.
Shout out to Matoma. Hey,
Shout
I
out
was
to
saying that
Brighton.
I'll take Matoma Arsenal.
Hey,
Yeah, I'm seeing that.
too.
I'm seeing that.
Hey, I'm happy you're
I'm
seeing
seeing
it.
his value at 8 million, but I know it's not going to be that.
8 million.
Well, that's what his value is. His valuation is, but they're not going to sell him for 8 million. No way. Shout out to Spurs trying to get Trossard for 12 million. Got rejected straight away. We love it. So
Oh, they'll probably get him though.
yeah.
No one wants him. That's
Shout
what's
out
mad.
to Tottenham looking like they're in transition, but they're not. But yeah.
They do look like they're in transition.
I think Brighton are doing really good, man, and they have to get big props for what they're doing, especially what they did over at the weekend, man.
Yeah, it was fantastic. And you look at it, Brighton are 7th, Fulham are 6th, Brentford are 8th. Like it's
This season is on its head.
yeah, the season, like even Newcastle, I don't think any of us had Newcastle top 4 at the start of the season. They joined 4th, joined 3rd, and they've lost 1 game out of 19. Halfway through this season, they've lost 1 game, and that was
beaten in 14. I'm beaten in 14 games. That's
They
hard.
lost to who? Liverpool, innit?
yeah. They only lost to Liverpool, and that was that 98th minute winner. Like imagine,
Yeah.
it's mental. Like
Very good
it's
team.
mad. But yeah, let's
Joe
talk about
Linton.
because obviously Saturday, like social media went into meltdown. Literally, Fabrizio Romano put out a tweet at 4:30 saying the Chelsea delegation have gone to Poland to try and seal the Mudryk thing, and then at 5 p.m. Austin said it's done deal, 7 years, and to the do it. Everyone was like, "What? How the hell did that happen?" Like, so yeah, man. Obviously, a lot of ban has been made out of it. So yeah, Rash, man, what do you think of this whole Mudryk saga? Like,
Well,
yeah, the Chelsea
look,
player.
I said last show, it's just business, bruv. Yeah. And Shakhtar are trying to hold out for whatever they're holding out for. I even bring the war element into it. You know what I'm trying to say? They probably have to break off a piece to the front line because everything.
Oh, they actually did. They confirmed it today.
Exactly. So I always suspected that this was one of the reasons why they were playing hardball the way that they were. And look, like I said, Arsenal, they have their then, and I'll say it now because it's even come out. Look, they have their principles and how they do business and stuff like that. They had the ceiling where they wanted to reach, and they wasn't going to go past that. They evaluated the player to be a certain value. They was allowed to be pushed up further to what they actually valued the player at, just to get the job done because they really like the player and the player really liked the team. But obviously, when you're dealing with people who are desperate, which Chelsea are right now, because once they got João Felix, I'm sure they wasn't interested in getting Mudryk at all. Yeah, but the moment that Felix got the red, it was like instantly, we need this done now. Yeah, we need it done now. They've got the money to just put it up there. If they can say, look, we'll give you more money than them up front, you're doing something for your country. We don't even know the angle they came from. They might have said, look, we are Chelsea. We know our previous owners probably had a hand in the opposition, what you're dealing with now. We want to be the first hand to help you in your fight back. They could have been talking some mad stuff that goes down well in the system for the situation that you're going in right now. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But whatever they did, it worked. Yeah, they're tying boys down to 8-year deals because from what I've seen as part of the contract, in the contract for the new Chelsea to take this deal to buy Chelsea, was that Abramovich said he had to spend 1.5 billion on the club. Yeah. So that's why apparently they're having such a radical change. That's why they're signing people to 8-year deals so that they can beat the fair play business. So they spread it over 8 years. Then it becomes okay to spend the amount of money that they're going to do. And they've got a plan, and it seems like they're doing it. And another thing that I heard before I even heard this is that Chelsea's boss's standpoint is this: I want us to be the number one club in London. We are the most successful club in the Prem over the last 20 years. Okay, we want to make sure that if anyone's coming to a top club in London, they're coming here. We have to be the focal point, and that's why they're happy to steal big signings. They don't want big signings coming to Arsenal, to Tottenham, to anyone like that. If you're a big signing and the whole world's onto you, you're coming to Chelsea. The problem is that Chelsea's got about 9 forwards now.
The thing is, that's the thing. The thing is, what I would say with Chelsea is that their spending is crazy erratic. And I saw that article as well, Rash, about the 1.5 billion has to be. Abramovich made a stipulation for Bowley to spend that much. And obviously they're finding ways to go around FFP, which again is another reason why Chelsea fans were going mad saying, why can we spend 100 M's on Mudryk, but then not spend 100 M's on Enzo Fernandez? Again, Enzo Fernandez is a release clause, so you have to put the money up front. Mudryk, you can spread it out over the course of the contract. So that's where the technicalities start coming in. But you start looking at Chelsea and you're like, if Mudryk's a good talent, they've got him. And Nkunku's coming in the summer. Kante will come back for final.
Lukaku's coming back. Lukaku's coming back as well. Like, you have to think, there's a lot of players who are coming back. They've already got 9 players in forward positions. A couple of them are injured. Okay, fair enough. But when they're all fit, you got to deal with all 9 of these guys, and then you've got the new Nkunku coming on, and then you've got Lukaku coming back because he's finished his loan deal's going to be done. Yeah. You've got Breuer. Hopefully, he comes back from in. Like, what are you gonna do with all these players, bro?
Yeah. I don't think they're gonna sign Felix though. I think Felix is gonna go back.
Probably not.
There's no obligation to buy.
Still a lot to get rid of in the summer.
There's no obligation to buy, so I think they will. They're gonna buy.
this is what the problem is. Yeah, Chelsea are still gonna get hit by FFP. It's just not gonna matter. Like by the time they get hit, they're gonna have everyone they want. If you get a year ban, so what? Like you already spent what you needed to spend, and like the players they're signing, this is the only problem. Like now offloading some of these players that they want to offload, because teams know you just spent this kind of money, they're just gonna want to cut price. Like even a Ziyech, like they probably would have got maybe 30. Some teams might say, listen, we'll offer you 18 or 20, bro. Like we know you need to get these players off your books, because you spent too much money. And this Madrid thing is, I want to say, this is top 5 most funny football sagas ever. Like at 11 o'clock, Arsenal fans, we all thought, all right, this might be done. Because you're thinking, 95 million, they warmed it up. Like on the day before, it's like, ooh, yeah, we got a new bid. Shakhtar might accept. And then Chelsea just said, yeah? All right.
This saga is typical, and not that I've ever been in one, but it just seems like this is the type of thing that would happen in a strip club. You got a guy with bare money, you know, what it looks like bare money at the time, might be 9 p.m. So the girl them is flicking their stuff and they're twerking it and they're doing whatever they can for this 9 p.m. money. But then it's 11:30. 11:30 money comes in. That's when the real money comes in.
Real money.
That girl who was twerking on you for 2 hours, all of a sudden, sees gold. She starts shifting her ass over there. And that looks like just what's happened over here as well.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at my man, though.
No, me neither.
I'm not mad at him.
He was happy and in love to come to the squad for 50,000 a week.
It was marketing, man.
He got offered 100,000 a week. He's thinking, raw. Uncle Sergey just got his house bombed. I can buy him a new yard with that.
Uncle Sergey.
You know what I'm trying to say? There's many things that we got to think about in this deal. It's not just even the boy doesn't look. The boy still doesn't look happy to be there.
He's not smiling yet.
He came out on the pitch and he was just like, it's like they said, don't forget to clap. Oh yeah.
He's doing this.
I think as well, like, I don't know, maybe it's to do with the fact that Abramovich used to own the club. Maybe you might not feel comfortable. I don't even know, but I think what it is, it might be a conspiracy, but I think Arsenal were marketing. I think they know Arsenal. I think you've got to blame the fans when it comes to these transfers, because I think the way Arsenal fans run their mouth about players that you don't really know much of is what makes other clubs think, yeah, let's raise the price. Look, the fans want him. They're calling him the next Neymar. Yeah, let's raise the price. He's 100 million now because the fans see him as better than this guy, and this guy's only 20 million.
They didn't do that though. They did that.
This guy is a wild conspiracy. I want to hear. I actually want to hear this conspiracy. This is nuts.
This was happening. It's promotion. It's marketing. Because they said, listen, Modric. They told him. They said, listen, when you go on Instagram, post clips of Arsenal and things like that, so you can get the fans talking. So that way, we build your brand, right? We make you seem more expensive. Then we can raise your price, and then Chelsea come and buy you. That's what's happened. User got used. User was promo.
It gives me Fabinho to Man City kind of vibes.
It was promo. All it was promo. It was promo. They knew the fact. Listen, let's be honest, innit? If Liverpool were interested in Modric, Liverpool would have got him for 40 million. You would not have heard nothing about it. It would have been. It would have been.
They did that with Gakpo.
Exactly. No. We've done that with every player. Like when
even Luis Diaz was quick.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, like
Liverpool are good in the market.
You know what it is. I think we understand. If you want to sign someone, right, be quiet. Don't make it public. Whoever's in Arsenal's board that's spreading the news, shut up. Just shut your mouth. Just sign the guy and it's done.
I don't even think it was like that, brother. I don't think it was like that. The whole thing.
Zinchenko's wife interviewed Modric as well.
Yeah, Zinchenko's wife did.
They're doing some hard work, man.
Yeah, that's wild.
You know what's making, Liverpool don't even see it yet, but you know what's making, so for example, Jude Bellingham's price is going up. Mm-hmm. Henderson chilling next to him, all these stupid little things, making the guy's price go up. Shut your mouth and sign him, because he's not a bum. But I'm saying in general, I was about to say something very wild. But in general, if you're going to sign someone, just shut your mouth and sign them. Yeah.
Yeah,
None
fact.
of the
Liverpool
antics.
do that bit the best.
None of the
Yeah,
antics.
do that the
Just
best.
sign the player, because when you sign that player, right? Once the bid comes in, there's no way they wouldn't have accepted 50 million from Madrid. Who is he? Why are
I'll
we
say
talking
this
about
though, like if like the market is the way it is, isn't it? The market is inflated. Like the market is insane. You can say Sancho was even a discount at the time from the year before, but Anthony's 85, Grealish is 100. Like Rice is being touted at 120, and
Yeah,
Arsenal
but it was
and
80.
Chelsea.
But you know why
80.
Rice is being touted? You know why
Because-
Rice is being? Yeah, go on.
Go. Sorry.
I was going to say, you know why Rice is being touted at 120? Because
Mm.
the teams you're hearing that are interested in him, Chelsea.
Arsenal and Chelsea.
And
Chelsea,
yeah. I guarantee you, if it was Liverpool, once again, there would not be any talks of 120, because we ain't got 120.
But listen,
But you succumbed because you spent 100 million on Nunes.
But this is why I respect
'Cause of
Arsenal's
hype.
principles, because they're saying we're not getting dragged into that. We
Yes,
got
obviously,
dragged into
yeah.
that one time,
Yeah, that's
and
good.
we
Yeah,
lost. We lost
good.
heavily. Yeah,
Yes.
we got heavy losses. That's not our principles, and we don't do all of that over there. And I'm glad that they've got values and principles like that.
Good.
Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to be bullied into spending more than they should, or be over pay for players that are good and got a lot of potential but aren't there yet.
Let me
I
tell
mean,
you
if
something.
we're talking about spending 100 million for Mudryk, Mbappe's half a billion.
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
No, that's
You know
a
what I'm saying?
fact
Like,
though.
come on, like,
half a
you know what I'm
billion.
saying? It's fact.
And
But
then
listen,
who's
how
going
much
to pay
was
that?
How much
Chelsea,
was
that's
Haaland
not
bought
the
for?
market, bro.
How
How
much
much
was
is
Haaland
Haaland?
bought for?
It
Yeah,
was
how
a
much was
release
Haaland?
clause, so it was like 60 mil.
60 mil. But even look, you sort of dodged the bullet twice, because remember there was a stage when they was talking about Arsenal bidding 90 million for Thomas Lamar. Remember
Oh
that?
my God.
This is
Remember
three.
that?
It's three times, bro.
Remember that?
Because there's Vlahovic too. Like Vlahovic is having a bad
Vlahovic,
time at Juve at the
you
moment.
know what I'm saying?
And they're
And
still
it's
asking for
smart.
95, 80 for him.
I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah,
Arsenal's
his price ain't gone down yet. No.
Arsenal's being run like a proper team. I respect everything about the way the
Yeah.
team's being run.
Yeah.
The team's
No,
being run
facts.
properly still.
I'll say this,
Modric,
like-
100, no way.
Yeah, like I'll say this: like Madrid does look like a very, very good player. I think I don't know if he'll do well at Chelsea, because Chelsea are crammed with forwards. Like even someone as seasoned as Sterling, like Sterling is a seasoned vet in the Prem at this point. He's 11 years in, 10 years in. He's struggling out there because there's no that they play by wing backs, like really. Reece James and Chilwell. When they play well, it's those two. And when you have this many inverted players, they play Mount as one of the three up front, and it doesn't work.
Yeah, it's just not.
Don't work, man.
You got Havertz, you got Aubameyang, you got Nkunku to come, who is another false nine. He's not a number 9.
He's not a real number 9.
Guys, do you think Potter has any say when it comes to these signings? Because these don't
No.
seem like
This
they don't
is
seem like the
mercenary
type of players-
Chelsea stuff.
Potter's still a boy in this at Chelsea. He's still watching his step.
Potter will be locked next
Mourinho
year.
was a boy in this. Like, think that Chelsea have been a dictatorship for 20 years. Abramovich was just spending 100 mil because this is his piggy bank. He's like, oh, I just got this new toy, man. Let me throw this money in. Then it started making some money back. I'll keep throwing the money in. No problem. It's no problem at all. Now this new guy is throwing money in too. You think Potter just randomly wanted to spend 100 mil on Mudryk?
Yeah.
He's not even that kind of manager.
Potter had a system at Brighton, so he want to buy players for the system, if anything.
Yeah. Now 75 mil for Caicedo. Like, that's not going to be it this window.
Potter's probably thinking, where am I going to play Mudryk?
Yeah.
Like, where am I going to play him?
Bro.
Who do I take out of my squad now? And how do I do this? How do I deal with all these egos? They're all on big money. Like, I feel sorry for the guy. He's
more thrown in, like,
Pulisic's
Yeah, go on.
career finished. Pulisic's career finished. For him, you know?
Yeah, Chelsea. Yeah, Pulisic.
Yes, yeah. And it's not all his fault. I do think he's one of those good players though who will never really hold down a big team because he's injury prone and he doesn't have a thing. Like, he's quick, he's pretty decent on the ball, but there's no like standout star quality that makes me say, oh, this guy must play every week. Like, he's one of those ones where, like, if you have him, cool, like, bring him on.
Yeah.
But he's one of them players who could fall by the wayside. Havertz is another one. Like, if he's not played in his right position, the writing could be on the wall sooner than we think.
It's
They
just
spent-
that they haven't improved
maybe the
from when
summer.
they were great prospects. From when they were great prospects, Havertz and Pulisic, when we saw them younger than what they are, we would look at them like these guys have a real future, but they haven't advanced from that. They haven't. They haven't got.
It's not all their fault. Like
No.
Havertz, I can't blame Havertz completely. You played Havertz left wing. The guy is 6'3" or 6'2". He's not quick. You playing him left wing, right wing, and up front. You're just playing. You're just trying to fit him in anywhere. Like, come on.
Bro,
And now you're gonna.
I swear he's a cam. I swear he's a cam.
He is.
Supposed to be.
By nature, he's a cam. But the way Chelsea play, there's no real space for a cam. They play like 2 centre mids. Like they don't play 1 centre mid and a cam. It's 2 centre mids and a holding mid. So the fluidity of the team, like they look bad without Reece James. Reece James is their main guy. When Reece James don't play, they don't look good. And then you got Aubameyang playing right wing. Aubameyang, that's one thing we can say about Arteta. Like that decision to get out Aubameyang out turned out to be the correct decision. And I like Aubameyang, but getting him out was the right decision at the time. A year and a half on, you've been at Barcelona, you were let go the summer, that same summer. You're at Chelsea, and now it's not working. It's a year, sorry. It's been a year. 2 clubs in a year.
Yeah. It's not great, man. It's not great, but listen, people, it's still 6 in the building and 2.5 hours in. Let's wrap it up now. Let's do our man and fraud of the weekend, and then we'll dip. So Jeff, starting with you, bro. Who's your man of the weekend and fraud of the weekend?
Boy, man of the week end goes to Ramsdale. That shithousery was unmatched. Like that was sensational shithousery, and it matched with a good performance. Like that guy who kicked him, he risked his whole back of his head because he didn't even know what. Like he tried to kick him, he could have fallen at any moment. That
It's
kick
actually
was
mad when
reckless.
you're deep there. It's crazy.
So yeah, shout out to Ramsdale, man. I like that shithousery. Just continue with good performances. You're on to a winner there, pal. We like it. Mitrovic, because you lost your team the game, and he's the fraud of the week because that double touch penalty was nuts. Like
That was liberties. He didn't mean to do that.
that was deep, man, because he scored as well. But now I know you're Fulham's top player and whatnot, but you like that was at 0-0. If you score that, it might be a different game.
They probably
You
win
double
that game.
touch the penalty, and now your team loses in like the 90th minute or 88th minute or something. So yeah, you have to take responsibility. I still like you as a player, still a good player, but hey, it is what it is, man. Sorry, sir.
It is what it is. All right, Lamps, who's your...
Do you know what? I haven't been on when you guys have done this. Is it has to be Premier League?
Yeah, I mean, doesn't have to be, I guess.
Hey,
Okay.
this is new. If you got someone else,
I've got Gabby. I don't know if you saw what Gabby did yesterday.
Oh, yeah, he was brilliant yesterday, yeah.
Barcelona
Real Madrid, but-
ruining.
Barcelona.
Yeah, man, it was a deadly day, and Gabby was ridiculous. So I'm gonna say Gabby, and then fraud of the week, I'm going to have to give it to Jordan Henderson. I don't even have to explain why. Yeah, Jordan Henderson, he'll get for a whole year. I think. Yeah,
Jordan Ford Escort Henderson. That's his new name.
Yeah, man, madness.
The old school for escort as well.
Yeah, the
Swear.
Etheridge. You know the one where Phil drove into the water in EastEnders.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
The brothers.
Phil and Grant.
No, wait. Was this when they was fighting by the
Yeah, when Phil
by the
was shooting
shoulder?
at he was shooting at the steering wheel. Oh my god.
Rash, who's your man for the weekend?
Oh man, there's so many who I could have for man of the weekend, team of the weekend, manager of the weekend. I love what Arsenal did. I love their professionalism. I love a lot of players and what they did. But that moment, that one moment of genius, amazement. It's that guy Welbs. I don't give a damn. That was amazing. Lamps. Yo, tell me that wasn't amazing.
No, you know what? He's always been all right. I just think he's just obviously he's never really not a World Cup player. But he's always had like good technique.
No,
Yeah,
that was
Pogba's
amazing.
actually a decent striker.
It's all right, man. It's all right.
He's very confident, man. Very confident. I love that. Man. That goal was brilliant. Yeah. The way Gomez just got sent. I don't even know if he came back. Did he ever come back? Who knows? He just. But yeah. So he's getting my man of the weekend just for that moment. That did good. I think when someone is hanging off of a cliff and they're saying, help me, sometimes you just gotta be gangster and step on their fingers and just throw them off, man. Shout out to Tottenham, man. We love you. We love you guys. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, we went to the big toilet bowl, yeah, and we put in a great performance there. We made it like it was ours. Your own fans was booing you at halftime. That's how we love it. That's what we want to see. It's our pleasure. North London is red. Move from around here. You get me? Run things around here. It's Tottenham. Tottenham.
Hey, Jeff. Hey, poor Mitrovic, man.
So guys, poor Mitrovic.
Man, that was deep. He ran off to celebrate too, knowing he double touched it. He ran off. He was about to do his, his
yeah, he was. Then he clocked. Oh shit!
He said, no, sir.
He wanted that because he was at Newcastle.
Before, yeah.
He's about to do a madness.
But yeah, no, my man of the weekend, I'll probably give it to the Brighton manager. I'll give it to the Zerbi. He's done a fantastic job since he's taken over from Potter. So I'll give it to him. Through the weekend, it could easily be Llloris for that mistake. It could be him. But you know what? I'm actually going to go a bit left. I'm going to share between Lampard and David Moyes because for West Ham to be 18th after spending 160 million in the summer,
bro,
I can't lie. That's gone under the radar, bro. West Ham are 18th after spending 160 M's in the summer.
Bro, look at the bottom three, though.
It's
crazy,
bro.
It's mad. Everton, West Ham, Southampton. Everton and West Ham are joint bottom.
So they're all on the same points. What are they all on? 15 points?
Yeah.
And then above them, there's 3 teams on 17 points?
Yeah.
Ooh, it's mad.
Bro, put it this way, like the teams that came up are way ahead of them.
Way ahead.
Like Forest and Fulham are farm. Bournemouth are saying we might want to get back in here to go down.
Yeah, Bournemouth are flirting. Like they're close to giving the guy their number. Like they're very
they're about to make the wrong decisions in life. I know we've been here before, but maybe he's different.
Literally.
These times you just got cheated on the whole 2 years
by his cousin.
Oh man.
On that note, listen, big up everyone who's tuned in. Like I said, it's been a great show. Smash the likes on your way out. Subscribe to RBT. Follow us on TikTok. We'll be back later this week. Big up Lamps coming on the show today, man. Anytime Lamps is on, it's 2 hours minimum because it's just absolutely fire.
My bad.
Yeah, no, appreciate it because man, that Casemiro clip is definitely going live on TikTok.
We got about 6 clips from that.
Yeah, I've got about 6 clips. So
you said a lot.
Lamp said a lot, but people, big up all of you. Have a good week, and we'll see you later. Take care of yourself. We're out. Peace.
Keep safe. So long.